Hey everybody, welcome to Flash Fried.
That's right, TJ. Hmm,
Sorry.
you want to be booty blasted, don't you, TJ? I could just see it radiating off of you. This
You
is
know,
my new
this is your
character
I
I'm
don't know
trying.
why you're saying this because this is your weekly butt fucking, Paul. This is
This
the
is,
day where the news.
I'm trying out my new character,
Oh, okay.
He's just
What's your new
trying out a
character?
new character, TJ.
the,
Seriously.
the sexually aggressive gay guy.
Is
Is my
that it? That's just it?
Oh my god, TJ! I would just love to grab you by the ears and fuck start your face like one of those old style lawnmowers. Just you know what I mean?
Are you sure this is a character and not just mask off Paul?
Who's Paul? My name's Antoine.
Antoine?
Yeah.
Antoine, the sexually aggressive gay guy. Love it. Love it. Anyway, let's talk about some wonderful, beautiful news.
I
Brazil.
got news for you, TJ.
Look at
Yeah,
that
what's
animal.
that?
Look, the
that,
animal got
Antoine?
cooked right there. Look good, like good eating.
Brazil's Bolsonaro calls surging Amazon fires a lie. Lie.
Well, that solves the issue.
Brazil's president. I never know how to pronounce his first name. Is it just Jair?
I think it's higher.
Hi.
Okay. Jair Bolsonaro on Tuesday angrily denied the existence of fires in the Amazon rainforest, calling it a lie, despite data produced by his own government showing that thousands of fires are surging across the region. Bolsonaro last year similarly denied a spike in fires that provoked a global outcry, with the right wing populists trading barbs with French President Emmanuel Macron and other world leaders. The president's comments on Tuesday come even as Reuters witnesses in the remote Amazon town of Apuai observed smoke blanketing the horizon in all directions during the day and large fires setting the sky aglow at night. Fires in Brazil's Amazon for the next month of August hit a 9-year high in 2019, and this month so far looks even worse. More than 10,000 fires have been recorded in the first 10 days of August, up 17% from the same period a year ago, according to data from the country's National Space Research Agency, INP. So it's kind of cool. They got their own. They got their own Trump that just denies any sort of inconvenient evidence of things going wrong. Just like, nope, fake news, lies, lies.
Well, he saw the template, dude. The Trump template. Just make up whatever you want, say whatever you want, and your supporters just go, "Yeah, the forest is fine." Amazon, look, have a flyover. Look at it. Looks like it's on fire. You need your eyes checked. That ain't a fire. What is it then? I don't know. I can't tell you what it is. It's something.
Couldn't tell you.
The Northern Lights.
Aurora Borealis. Isn't that the wrong part of the globe? It doesn't matter.
Could be anything, really.
Yeah. So it's fucking pretty cool, right? And this guy's holding this like, is that some kind of burnt up animal, or I don't even know what's going on with it.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks like a pangolin.
Yeah, this fucking looks dead as shit.
Look at
It's
it though. I'll
It's a
tell you what,
pangolin.
TJ. I'll tell you, roast them things up. They
Ordered
good
the
eating.
pangolin extra crispy.
Yes, I did.
And this has been an instance of TJ Tivity. Next.
Okay.
Canada's last fully intact Arctic ice shelf collapses. This is another example of, yeah,
Right, we get it.
you get it. The shelf's area shrank by 80 square kilometers. By comparison, the island of Manhattan in New York covers roughly 60 square kilometers. So, the last fully intact ice shelf in Canada's Arctic has collapsed, losing more than 40% of its area in just 2 days at the end of July, researchers said on Tuesday or Thursday. The Milne ice shelf at the fringe of Ellesmere Island in the sparsely populated northern Canadian territory of Nunavut. I love it. Above normal air temperatures, offshore winds, and open water in front of the ice shelf are all part of the recipe for ice shelf breakup, the Canadian Ice Service said on Twitter when it announced the loss on Sunday. Entire cities are that size. Copland, a glaciologist at the University of Ottawa, who was part of a research team studying the Milne ice shelf. The shelf's area shrank by about 80 square kilometers. By comparison, the island of Manhattan in New York covers roughly 60 square kilometers. This is the largest remaining. This was correct. I said is, but it's was now the largest remaining intact ice shelf, and it's disintegrated. Basically, Copland said. The Arctic has been warming at twice the global rate for the last 30 years due to a process known as Arctic amplification. But this year, temperatures in the polar region have been intense. The polar sea ice hit its lowest extent for July in 40 years. Record heat and wildfires have scorched Siberian Russia. Well, yeah, I mean, according
Well,
to the liberal media.
well, NASA says by 2050, I believe, that we will have in the Arctic ice-free summers.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the water's got to go somewhere.
No, I mean, it's just like I'm so sick of that ice. You know, it's like, ugh, ice.
So this is what I have been trying to help you with, TJ.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Why are you so number one? How do you not know how to say my name?
I'm sorry, it's like weird. I don't know how you pronounce J's in Brazil.
My name is Jair Bolsonaro. Jair.
Can you take me higher?
I've been trying to melt the ice caps for many years, and I am made a villain.
You're just okay. All right, yeah. Okay, cool. You sound like Slowpoke Rodriguez from the
I've been trying to free the beautiful tropical land beneath the ice sheets for many years, but I'm the villain.
Oh, is that what's going on?
See,
Under the ice sheets.
see,
Beautiful tropical paradise.
beautiful beaches, beautiful resorts with beautiful big-breasted women with coconut bras.
Oh shit. Let's get on this.
Yeah, maybe this guy ain't so bad, TJ. Maybe he's on to something.
Yeah,
All
fuck
of these things, TJ.
who needs it?
All of these things and more, TJ. What is your pleasure? What would you like?
I mean, all that sounds good. Can we make weed legal there? That'd be good too.
Asses.
Yep.
Do you know how many big fat asses are frozen in the ice sheet?
A million?
Much more than a million, TJ. Much more than a mere million.
Shit. This is the solution to our problems. Melt this ice, god damn it. Goodbye, ice.
Well, TJ, I'm actually sending you some from I know it's a fake news organization. Well, not a news organization, but a fake government organization.
And fake news.
Well, fake government organization, TJ. If you want to look at what's happening with this ice, look, people that hate ice, if your enemy is ice, you guys are gonna love what's gonna happen. If you look at this, look,
It's about
ice is going down, dude. Boom.
This fucking ice fucking on the ropes, bitch. Take
Finally.
that ice,
TJ, and they have a time lapse.
piece of shit.
If you go
Look at
down,
this
TJ, there's a time
Arctic
lapse.
sea ice is fucking down. We're fucking so close to that tropical paradise with the big butted bitches and the weed and the coconut titties. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, scroll down, TJ. Look at that. Now, look at this. This is great, TJ. 1979,
it.
cover nice.
There,
Yeah, look at this.
1990, 91. Oh, let's look. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Your ice.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out.
if you looked at the
Boo, oh yeah, we got it on the run. Look at that.
Yeah, keep going. Get out of here.
It's fucked. It's
Yes.
fucked. Yes. All right. I mean, like we took it. This is it now. We took it. It was like there. We fucking beat that shit back.
Well, let's try and take over the land. I mean, look at that land. Dude, that land was threatened. We had to do something. I mean, you want Alaska to be taken over by ice? I don't think so.
Hell no. Hell
And-
no.
Can I tell you gentlemen something?
Of course.
Tell us.
A similar tragedy is happening in my country. The
Oh, no.
trees are advancing upon our civilization.
Oh no.
The jungle, it grows larger by the day. Huge swaths are being burned to try and preserve the lives of people, but The trees. They will not stop.
That is a shame.
We got to stop them at any cost. Stop those trees. Stop the ice.
The forests are also filled with crazed half-human tribes people who use the forest to hide from justice. They take the scalps of our citizens at night.
Sickening. Sickening. Let's see what's going on. What else is going on in the world? Wanted to end misery. Terminally ill girl, 11, undergoing chemo, was shot dead by dad while mom was in kitchen making breakfast.
I had to read that fucking headline twice.
My fucking God.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
What a tragic fucking year we are as a species.
Dude, this is so
Girl who was
depressing to read
battling
something like
terminal
that.
cancer has been identified as the victim, who cops say was shot dead by her dad in a murder-suicide.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce NG as a.
I think it's Nig.
That, and then her scumfuck dad decides he's got to take one with him. Oh my God, what a plight! And see, people believe in God, and the balance of this little girl's life was, oh, I'm so sick, I have the cancer, and then like one day her dad just busted in and shot her.
The child's mother was in the house making breakfast when the apparent murder-suicide took place inside the family home in Davie, Florida. Oh, Florida man. When police arrived, they had spoken to a female who had heard the gunshots coming from one of the rooms. Davie police spokesman Lieutenant Mark Leon said Angela had been diagnosed with femur cancer and was scheduled for a leg amputation later this month. Dr. Kenneth J. Doka, a senior consultant for the Hospice Foundation of America, suspects the father may have wanted to take both of them out of their misery, NBC reports.
Life is better with a bag of weed.
I certainly want to wonder if there were any prior mental health issues, because it's so unusual. Most parents of children, even children with life-threatening illnesses, really make every effort to hold on to their child.
I guarantee this guy was just like, this is hopeless. I don't want to live anymore, but I want my kid to suffer, so I'm going to blow their brains out, then blow my brains out, so I don't suffer any of the consequences.
Sweetie, I have the good news for you. You know, you were due for a leg amputation. Well, it's been upgraded to a head amputation.
Very offensive, Paul. Very offensive.
Damn, Paul, really?
TJ, it's just dark. You know what's offensive?
Yeah, what's that?
Living on a planet where shit like this happens every day, all day fucking
And no one even
long.
bats an eye, dude.
And every once in a while reading a story about one and going like, oh my God, that's fucking offensive to me.
I saw the mother come down the street past my house, and when she got there, about 50 feet from there, she let out a scream that you could hear. It sounded like a scream from hell. My daughter died in a car accident. She's been dead 30 years, so I feel for the mother because I know what she's going through. It brought back a lot of memories.
What's TJ? Can you give us, because like you're pretty good at screaming.
Yeah.
Can you give us your best scream? Like I want like audio accompaniment. I want to know what a scream from hell sounds like.
I don't want to do that.
Why?
Because first of all,
oh, dude,
you live in the neighborhood and you're afraid that the cops are gonna get called.
Yeah, not only that, but I'm also kind of scared that I'm gonna fucking have like some sort of coughing fit if I fucking try to scream that loud.
Oh, TJ, you better go get that looked at.
Damn, TJ, that's pathetic, dude. Dude, you want me to pick up the slack for you, TJ?
A scream from hell. I only got up not too long ago. My throat's not even fully clear from fucking.
Oh man, these lame ass fucking. Look, TJ, I got a fucking soundproof room pretty much. You want me to yell something for you?
I'm so sorry. I wish that I could do a stream.
Want me to yell in your place, TJ?
No, because you're not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
Woken.
All right, let's have let's have a yelling contest. Okay, here I'll win. Oh, I'm not coughing. I guess I win.
I wasn't even a yell. That was just you going,
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Hey!
Dude,
There you go. I yelled. I win because you don't. TJ, I literally don't have to do anything because you're not going to compete, so I just win by default. It's kind of great, isn't it?
All I have to say is this, and I'm not going to make any commentary beyond this. 2011 TJ would have let out a soul-ripping bellow that would have probably broken the windows out of the room that he was sitting in. That's all I have to say about it. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying it's neutral.
Just the fact.
2011 TJ ain't here, so
Can
my little throat hurts.
you go back in Bill and Ted's phone booth when that movie comes out? Can we go find those guys and ask if we can borrow it? And then like we'll ether you, knock you out, right?
Uh-huh.
And then we'll just switch you with 2011 TJ. We'll just like do you up exactly like 2011 TJ. Like give you up, and then you'll wake up and you'll think you've just gone insane, right?
Yeah.
But we'll get 2011 TJ to come forward and we'll explain the whole thing.
Right.
Sounds
good. Sounds like a plan.
And then you can go back and get like 2009 Paul as well, because he was thinner and he had way more energy and drive and shit. So
yeah.
And he wasn't
was there a version of Scotty, or is Scotty just now reaching his best? Or is Scotty one of those people that just peaks every year and just never stops peaking? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, Scotty's like a Kanye West type. Dude.
Of course.
What was the worst version of Scotty in your opinion? Like, what era?
They're all pretty bad.
Yeah, I know, but
If you had to pick the worst one, like if you had to pick the one you'd could I don't know, kill. You kill one version of me. Which one version would you kill?
You could take, or okay, let's do it this way.
They're all the same. You know,
if you take Scotty now and replace him with Scotty from another era, which era would it be?
I mean, it's all the same. Scotty doesn't evolve as a person. He's just the same. Just the same old Scotty. You know, there might be superficial aesthetic differences, but at the end of the day, it's still the same piece of shit.
Damn. Well, at least
you can dress up a turd as much as you want. Guess what? Still a turd.
There's nothing wrong with consistency, TJ.
No, you know, Scotty's fucking whatever. I'll just keep the present day Scotty. I like 2020 Scotty. It's fine. I don't feel like I need to fucking summon forth some ancient Scotty of yore. I'm already just used to this one.
Why? Because present day Scotty is shorter of breath and one day closer to death. Is that the implication, Scotty?
I have no idea.
Damn, TJ.
That's how I took it. I want the oldest Scotty possible because that's the closest Scotty to
great.
There you go.
Damn.
John McAfee arrest over thong mask was all a hoax.
I didn't even hear about this, so it was a pretty bad hoax, I guess, because it didn't work on me. Did you hear about
some other stories about it when I was trying to collect today, but this is the first I heard about it being a hoax. Drudge Report was covering it. I think it was on Canoes as well. John McAfee said his viral claim that he was arrested in Norway for wearing a thong as a face mask was all a hoax. McAfee, 74, the eccentric eponymous founder of PC antivirus software giant, took to Twitter on Monday to announce he'd been detained because he refused to don a medically certified mask instead of or over the ladies' underwear, the Daily Mail reported.
Dude,
trivial issue, but waiting for high-level bureaucrats sick to arrive. Slow bastards, as you know, the British-born crypto baron wrote.
Dude,
my coronavirus mask is a problem. I am insisting it's the safest available, and I'm refusing to wear anything else for my health's sake. Authority, he said in another tweet.
John McAfee is 74 fucking years old.
Yeah.
He's as old as Trump.
Yep. You surprised by that?
Yeah, I thought he was like in his late 50s.
Dude, McAfee fucking goddamn antivirus software, by the way, was some of the most annoying shit. And they fucking came pre-installed on a bunch of fucking OEM computers back in the day. It's like, McAfee! Buy McAfee!
God, you could cover him in one of your future greatest scammers of history
Dude,
episodes.
he is. He's a total grifter. He does the cryptocurrency grift now. Like he'll do like this pump and dump schemes where it's like they'll pump the currency up because he'll be like, yeah, I'm backing this. And of course, he owns a bunch already.
Yeah.
Sells it and moves on to the next sucker.
Good old McAfee. I like him. He's a good guy. Look at him wearing
So,
his
so
panties
he
on his-
says this article is basically he did a publicity hoax to try and get his name in the.
He tweeted a bunch of stuff that was all fake about how he was getting arrested for wearing this mask or whatever. And it turns out it was all a lie.
What a shock.
That's it. I don't know what else to say
Oh,
about it.
you know what he said in the bottom? Look. Go
What?
scroll down.
Scroll down. Tell me when to stop.
Okay, right here. The mainstream media fact check stories. Nope, he wrote. Then point out the photos in the question showed policy or policia. I don't know how the German word for police. Meaning the arrest couldn't have occurred in Norway. Oh, he duped the news. That was the point.
Many news outlets reported Norway as the location of my arrest just because I said so. Wow, McAfee added. Okay.
So he's like is he doing that like I was just trolling all along and you guys took the bait?
Yeah.
Thing?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's his thing. That's
Last
the fallback.
The last refuge of the exposed troll is this was part of my ruse all along, you idiots. Ha 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 ha.
The news reported that just because I said something about what was going on in my life, that was what was going on. Suckers.
You guys thought that when I was telling you things about my life, it was true?
Idiots.
Got you again, suckers.
Yeah, dude, you're right, Paul. This for Greater Scammers episode. John McAfee has to be on the fucking list. He's pulled so many fucking scams.
So let's kill the cams for a second here.
Oh, okay, 1 second.
Old school cam kill. Yeah, I don't know if switching to a still image will have the same effect or not. But,
It will.
okay. Fair enough then. I guess I can be Conan then.
Yeah, I mean, the still image is not. It'll be fine, dude. If it's not, then I'll kill it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. So this is Alex Jones having some fun, going out there.
He looks, dude. Alex Jones looking fucking fat as fuck.
Yeah, well, you know.
I ain't trying to fat shame or nothing, but I mean, he's just his supplements aren't working.
Hold on. Pause it.
Yes.
I'm a fat fuck, but thar she blows. Holy fuck.
Dude, where's Captain Ahab, dude?
Oh my god.
Where's this fucking whale is on the beach?
Somebody grab a fucking harpoon gun. One of the whales.
There be whales in these waters.
That's made his way onto. He is fucking huge.
Dude, he's gotten fucking fat as fuck, man.
Oh my god. You remember those pictures of him fat as fuck where like he was doing the before and after of his supplements and he looked
where he sucks his gut in.
He basically looked like he was sucking in his gut. And
He looked like he was sucking in his gut and put on some spray tan.
Yeah, because it turned him orange.
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
He is so far beyond that level of fat now that it's absurd. He's got one of those double chins that's always there no matter what he does with his neck.
Yep.
Like some people only have the double chin when they look down or whatever, you know. That's when mine pops out. I don't have this like swinging bullfrog sack under my throat. Oh, Alex, dude, has he been quarantining on ho-hos and nothing else, dude?
I don't know, but let's watch him harass some lifeguards.
All right.
And now you guys use your COVID host to like set a checkpoint up so you can take over the parks and start charging. It's unconstitutional. This is not even a city ordinance. This is a illegal power grab of the people's greenbelt, and it's time to free Austin. So are you?
They're just like, I don't care.
I love these people just standing around like, what the fuck is going on here? What?
Because it's like, what are they supposed to do?
Guys, volunteers for City of Austin. Who are you, masked man?
I'm a lifeguard for Barton Springs.
You're a lifeguard for Barton Springs, now part of the criminal power grab.
You unraveled it.
Part of the criminal power grab. I
I
love Alex Jones. Some teenagers.
For Garden Springs, now part of the criminal power grab.
Some teenagers are sitting around as lifeguards, and he's all like, "This is a criminal power grab against us." All right, let's hear more. Oh shit, is Paul gone?
Yeah, Paul's gone.
Fuck,
Paul's
dude.
dead.
Do you want to wait for him, or I guess we'll just concede, or not concede, proceed on?
Huh?
I was just saying, did you want to wait for him, or do you want to proceed? But you just started playing it, so I said let's just proceed, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, show must go on. I don't think the still images do as well as just killing the cam, so I'm just gonna do
Okay.
that.
Of the infrastructure of Austin. It is all color of law garbage. My wife came here this morning when you cult member Coops showed up here and you asked her, where's her reservation? Her reservation is that we live in a free country. We live in a...
This is getting this is getting pretty silly. Like, I mean, I've seen Alex Jones do some stuff that I thought was kind of ballsy here and there. I've seen him I don't really think that what Alex Jones speaks is truth, because I think most of it's pretty. But I've seen him at least speak his own idea of truth to power before. But this is literally him with this little weird dinky megaphone going around yelling at a bunch of teenagers at a fucking park. Like it's some kind of like they're the new Gestapo trying to fucking crack down on his freedoms or some shit.
Yeah, because I asked him for a reservation.
Like, you have a reservation? I do not need a reservation. It's like, what the fuck, man? Calm your little titties down, bro.
I mean, they getting to be supple titties. They're hanging over now.
So just to let you guys know, had a quick little power outage where I'm at. There's like a lightning storm going on. So if I drop, just I don't know, plow forward. I guess
That was the plan.
I'll rejoin as soon as I can.
Okie dokie.
Gotcha. This thing still don't want to fucking. All right, whatever.
And by the way, that's heading for you guys. What's over me now is heading your way. So,
well, hopefully, I mean,
Figures.
my power tends to go out, but I have my settings now in such a way where even if it does go out, I should still have most of the recording.
well, that's good.
So hopefully, we'll see. But got to do what you got to do.
I feel cheated because I was robbed of like half of this rant.
Not even. Yeah, I mean, I guess you were. It's just like we can go back.
No, it's okay. No, don't go back.
Just absorb it in. We don't have to comment on it again.
Part of the criminal power grab. This is outrageous criminal activity. This is the seizure of the infrastructure of Austin. It is all color of law garbage. My wife came here this morning when you cult member Coops showed up here and you asked her, where's her reservation?
Dude, Alex Jones is a Karen.
There's
in this clip, it's unmistakable. Like he's whatever he once was, he is now just a Karen.
I nominate Kevin.
With a megaphone.
He's a Kevin.
I'm not doing distinctive they're all Karens.
Oh, that's pretty woke of you. Actually.
Yeah, they're all. I just use Karen for all of them.
Nice virtue.
I've seen people say Kevin, and I guess I can understand what they mean when they say that. But to me, it's all Karens. They're all Karens.
I tend to agree with you, TJ.
I don't know. I have nothing but Kevins in my life that were like weaselly scumbags, so I'm fine with it.
Well, maybe he can be a Kevin then. I don't know, but to me, he's a Karen. That little megaphone, dude. It's so tiny.
It's itty fucking bitty. And this is such a pageant. Like, this is so sad to see, like, fat, bloated old Alex Jones still trying to pretend he's like this warrior. And he's literally got people that probably know who he is sitting around with masks on, masking their laughs and shit. By the way, look at this woman sitting here.
She could not be more casual right now than she is. She's got like her leg crossed over the other leg. She's kind of like not even looking at him. She's just kind of looking down at like her water bottle or whatever the fuck.
I mean, guys, we think that this is like a big deal, but for Alex Jones, it was Tuesday. Like this is like par for the course for him.
That woman is laughing her ass off under that mask, by the way.
Oh, look, she got the eyebrow raised. She's like, what?
Is that we live in a free country. We live in America. I call for everybody out there watching. The top percent.
There's like 4 people that he's doing this to.
The move tonight. COVID-19 is a power grab hoax. COVID-19 is a scam. Is that your IQ? One finger? APD just did its job when a man came up sick and I go in here, and the APD told him, no, it's not enforceable. You can go on in.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, hold on. So can I ask you guys a question? Is there a lamer response? Like a more your grandpa would have said it boomerish response to getting flipped off than what is that? Your IQ?
Not
no,
really. I mean, maybe, but I can't think of it.
Like at least throw a finger up back at her. Like old Alex Jones would have flipped that bitch right back off, and said fuck you too. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like he's soft as fuck. Like I feel bad for Alex Jones now. Because you guys know what's happened to him, right? You guys mind if I talk a little bit about the plight of Alex Jones?
Oh, dude, he's been fucking
Jones.
He's been legally demolished, dude.
He has been embroiled. Now, look, he deserves to be. I'm not defending Alex Jones's actions in the past when he's hurt people and had people fucking stalked for being the families of victims of mass shootings and shit. Like, obviously, I repudiate that shit.
Of course.
But when it comes to like looking at who we're looking at now, because I'm assuming this is recent, I see the face masks and shit, so it's got to be from a couple days ago at least, right?
Yeah, it's not long.
It's not that old. So here's the sad truth of Alex Jones now, right? Alex Jones, I don't know if you guys have seen his depositions yet.
Yeah,
Some of them, yeah.
I've seen some of it. Yeah.
Alex Jones openly admits in deposition to having like a psychosis disorder. He calls it psychosis. He's been diagnosed with some kind of schizophrenia or something, right? That's what I read from it, because part of his defense is that he suffers from bouts of psychosis where he can't tell reality from fantasy and conspiracy, right?
Sure.
So that's all out there now. And his entire empire runs on fantasy and conspiracy. So the people that are watching him are dwindling, not only because of that, but because he's been just completely deplatformed everywhere.
Right.
Like the lawsuits and stuff against him, as far as I know, are still pending and shit. He may have settled some of them here and there, but he's been completely and utterly removed from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Android, iTunes, everything.
His podcast form show that he does is not played on any major podcast outlet that I'm aware of.
No.
It's only available on his website. He's been basically forced into a corner, and eventually I believe they'll take down InfoWars too. Like eventually InfoWars will be taken down because it's hate speech or blah, blah, blah.
I don't
blah.
think that it'll be taken down. I mean, maybe in the U.S. I mean, I know there's other countries that'll host it, so he'll probably be able to keep the site up to some
But at that
degree.
point, Alex Jones is effectively dead.
Well, yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, I mean, as far as his media distribution, that's done.
Say what you want about Alex Jones, right? Like I said, I don't stand behind a lot of the shit this guy says. Obviously, he's a kook. But back in the day, when he was younger, he was a rabble rouser, dude. He would go to crowds filled with people and do this type of shit with big fucking bullhorns. He has a tiny little bullhorn that looks like a clown's prop.
It does. It's so sad.
And there are literally, I've counted 5 people sitting in the vicinity that he's doing this dog and pony show for. So he can put a clip up on his website so people can still hopefully buy this I'm a revolutionary shit. Even though he's completely and utterly admitted that it's horse shit in open deposition.
Hey,
which you can watch.
Dude, I have some clown music. You want to play this video with the clown theme song backing it?
Dude, he's so fat and so sad, and he's got a clown prop fucking bullhorn.
Dude, you're right. To me, that's the perfect description of Alex Jones at this point. He's a fucking clown, dude. He's gonna get into a clown car and drive away with 6 other people. You know what's gonna happen?
He's wearing a fucking polo shirt that's like at least 2 sizes too small for him because he doesn't want to admit how fat he's gotten. Because like they make polo shirts that would look good on a guy like Alex Jones, but they don't. All you see is man, titty, and gut, because this is probably a polo shirt he wore like 5 years ago, when he weighed probably 40 pounds less or 50 pounds less. And he doesn't want to admit it. Like that's why, like I'm saying, the sad clown, fucking Alex Jones. Like if you hate him, he's been reduced. Look at him, bloated, sweaty, ranting into a toy fucking bullhorn at 4 people
that don't care
at a campsite somewhere that are all.
I love how just nonplussed they are. They're just like, no one's reacting to, like, the most anyone reacted is that girl who flipped off the camera as she's walking away.
I'm telling you, dude, there were some nonplussed reactions, but there was a time, you know, we were watching it where he was standing next to that girl and she's wearing a mask, and good on her, by the way, for that. And you can tell that underneath that mask, she's losing her shit laughing. Because there's no way she couldn't be. Can you, like, this is hilarious looking at it from through the lens of Alex Jones's edits and shit. This is hilarious. Can you imagine being present for bloated, sweaty, out of breath Alex Jones screaming into a toy bullhorn?
Dude, I would love it.
Friends at a campground.
Dude, Paul, I would pay to be there, man. Are you kidding me? Like, Alex Jones is gonna come rant at some people. Like, when? Where? Oh, dude.
Comedy personified, dude. Comedy fucking personified right here. This is a free comedy show he's giving them.
Dude, I want Alex Jones gut cam, dude.
Gut cam.
I want the gut cam, dude. Like, I want a GoPro on his gut.
Yeah, pointed up at his face.
Dude, I wish, yeah. Dude, oh, I was thinking of a dual one. I want to catch the reactions on people. Oh, God, Alex,
Dude,
what's going on?
Stop
Stop there.
Just to play this video. I just want you guys to just not even look at him and just look at the reactions of people around him, or the non-reactions of people around him.
Yeah, I mean, it is, you can just mute it and play it.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, well, you're scrubbing. Oh, no, never mind. It's just jumping around. The fucking internet sucks no matter what we do.
Gotcha.
It's just, I thought you were scrubbing, but it's just.
Yeah, so that girl's recording him. That chick's just like, what's going on?
They're looking at each other, laughing their fucking asses off. They think this is the most hilarious shit. That girl sitting down with her legs crossed.
This dude here, he's just like so like chill the way he's sitting. He's just.
Well, he's trying to be like official about it. He's like, you need a reservation? No!
Like, look at him. He's out in
a book and shit.
He's out at a trail with his folding chair with a beer cozy, with his phone in the beer cozy, reading a book. And Alex Jones is big, sweaty, jiggly, fat ass showed up with a tiny little bullhorn.
The tiniest bullhorn of all.
Fucking God, it's like a gift from the gods, man.
I know. Oh, look how cute it is. Look, we see the cute little. Oh, look at it.
I'm telling you, dude, that dude engaged him solely to keep this rant going. He was like, okay, he's walking over to me. I got to say something. So I said some shit and he knew was probably going to set him off. And here he goes. Somebody over there is just reading their phone with their earbuds in and is not even listening to this. Look at that little bullhorn.
Dude, Alex, I know money is tight with this, all these lawsuits and everything, but you can afford like a real bullhorn, right?
He can afford the biggest bullhorn on the planet, and he's got this tiny little bullhorn he bought off a Wish or some shit for $1. Look at that little thing.
Paul loves it. All right.
What's there not to love about that?
Oh shit. Oh,
sorry.
Okay, sorry. We had other stories. Yeah.
Teenage Chili's hostess reportedly attacked by a large group of women after trying to enforce COVID-19 guidelines.
What a shock.
Happened in Baton Rouge.
And not even that far from where we all live.
Baton Rouge, Red Stick. A 17-year-old hostess at a Chili's on Constitution Avenue was reportedly attacked by a large group of more than 11 women after she told them they could not all sit together, per the restaurant's COVID-19 social distancing policies. I couldn't believe, like, over 2 for 25s and 3 for 10s, I got attacked, said Kelsey Wallace, 17, former hostess at Chili's on Constitution Avenue in Baton Rouge. Wallace is a straight A student at Broadmoor Senior High School in EBR Career and Technical Education Center. She's studying to be an EMT. She has worked at the Chili's as a hostess since June to try to make some extra money. My general manager and other managers tell us we cannot sit a table bigger than 6 because of the coronavirus. We are supposed to separate them, said Wallace. The policy has caused some frustration between patrons and employees recently. On Sunday, August 9th, a group of 11 or more women came into the restaurant requesting to sit together at one table, and they got upset. So the first thing I did was get my manager, said Wallace. Wallace tells WAFB right after she brought one of the managers out to deal with the escalating situation, she was standing right behind them. The party was still irate. That's when the group of women and Wallace started exchanging. Group of women made the first move, but then one girl came and she just hit me. We started fighting, and everybody who they was with just started hitting me. And the lady who pushed me first, she takes a wet floor sign, cocks back, and hits me with it in my eye, said Wallace.
Oh, damn, the fucking wet floor sign.
Hit her with a wet floor
Oh,
sign.
that's nasty, dude. A wet floor sign. Oh, no, man. That's fucked up.
Okay, let me tell you something.
Brutal.
If you pick up the wet floor sign in a one-on-one fight and hit somebody with it, that's nasty. If you pick up the wet floor sign in an 11-on-1 jump and hit somebody with it, that person should be put to death in the streets tomorrow with no trial.
I kind of agree with you, man.
Extrajudicial slayings are sometimes needed, and that person is an example of the type of person that needs to be removed from society. When you see a person that is being gang stomped in the middle of a pandemic, and your impulse is pick up the wet floor sign and beat her over the head with it, that's it. Even you're worse than even the people started the gang stomp.
The
They
Baton Rouge
suck.
Police Department was called to do a report, but all the women had apparently left in their cars by the time the officers arrived. Wallace went to the hospital. She had to get stitches above her eye. Hair was also pulled from her scalp, and she had nails.
And so they don't. Was there any fucking CCTV of these chicks?
There is looks like there's a video up top here. We could take a look in that and see what the hell's
I
going
hope
on.
they're able to identify
I
some
think
of
that's
them.
just going to be her talking about what happened.
Probably, but we could take a look at it. If
I
you
mean, there's
want.
no way that Chili's does not have a bunch of cameras inside the building and outside. So
Probably just not sharing it with the public, but
Let's just take a look.
And new tonight, we've got a crazy story about what happened at the Chili's over on Constitution Avenue right here in Baton Rouge. A teenage hostess says she was just trying to do her job and enforce the coronavirus policies.
Or more women
Skip a
came
little
into the
ahead.
restaurant Sunday requesting to sit all together at one table.
They got upset. First thing I go do is get my manager.
Wallace tells me right after she brought her manager had apparently left in their cars. Kelsey went to the hospital.
yeah, this is
treating
happening.
Specific Chili Baton Rouge.
Yeah, there's no actual
I
footage.
mean, I'm sure that the cops have got all the footage for that, and they probably have a line on who these people were, and so they're just keeping it hush hush because they don't want the people. I hope that every one of the 11 people that took part in this is found, especially now. Like, there's never an excuse to gang stomp the hostess at a Chili's,
Yeah.
no.
but especially at this fucking time,
cold, bitch.
like especially at this fucking time. Like,
There's no excuse to even be at a Chili's.
I mean, like, what?
okay, fair.
But guys, what? I mean, I agree with you on that point. But look, there's reality of what is going on in this country, and people have to fucking work, and I mean, she's just trying to make extra money, and she's only 17. Have 11 people come in, threaten you because you're doing your job, and then not even try, then beat the shit out of somebody for that fucking reason. I mean, what bravery, man! 11 people.
This is fucking insane shit, dude. My mom, I was talking to my mom last night on the phone, and the area she's in is huge outbreak spot. It's still super hot right now. Like a lot of the places that had this spike are starting to go down a bit.
Yeah.
The area my mom is in is going up.
Not good. Yeah.
And she was just like, it's just because nobody's listening to like the directives. It's like they've closed down the businesses because it's California. But she said people are still having weddings, people are still having parties. People are still getting together with like 80 people and having these big drinking parties and shit. She's like, nobody's taking it the least bit seriously. And that's just an example of that. Like those 11 women shouldn't even have been together in a group, let alone walking into a Chili's and gang stomping some poor person.
I totally agree. But, you know, I mean, like, it's easy to have courage when you're a group of 11 people and you think it's all bullshit anyways. And it's like, oh, it's all about this right shit. It's like you're going to a private business, then bitching about, like, you have a right to sit wherever you want and with whoever you want. And it's like, the only reason they're telling you not to sit together is because they're worried about you getting and spreading a disease. And that's the mandate they have to follow to operate under state law and the rules.
Yeah, I mean, they probably could have sat these chicks at two tables that were near enough that it would have been like they were eating together anyway, but they just had to cram themselves together in one of them big giant fucking booths or whatever, you know, and it's for their own goddamn motherfucking safety. Well, it's actually not for their safety. It's for the safety of anybody else that has to patronize that restaurant.
And it's
the
not even
people
safe to do it to
work
begin
there.
with.
Right. So these people fucking suck on multiple levels. They're plague rats during the spread of a disease that just indiscriminately kills randomly. And you know, I'm hearing more and more that like all this shit about, oh, it targets the elderly was bullshit. It just targets the elder, like they were the first one.
It kills them in greater numbers. Like if you look at the charts for Louisiana, above 70, most of the deaths are above 70, and then it's between 60 and it just goes down. Like, and it's not to say you won't get it. It's just what will it kill you? But just because it doesn't kill you though, it's misunderstanding what the disease can still ravage you and still leave you with these lingering effects for years and years. We don't know yet. No one knows.
Yeah. Well, the scary thing to me is that it's like it seems to be less like something that they can predict based on pre-existing condition and more like a roulette wheel. My mom was telling me a story the other day, and it's my cousins work in the prison system right now,
Which are outbreak centers, basically.
right? And one of the guards that worked with them came down with COVID. He tested positive. 5 days later, his symptoms weren't bad. And so they put him back to work. They called him up and they asked him to take his temperature, and his fever had gone down. It wasn't exactly stabilized, but he wasn't symptomatic. He wasn't coughing or anything. And so they were like, come on back to work. After he got a positive COVID test, he's back in the jail. 5 days later, he was dead from COVID.
Wow. And they told him, come back. Come on back.
Working right next to my uncle and about fucking 6,000 inmates and about 400 other fucking employees that run the jail. And who knows who else in his personal life.
I mean, and think how everyone there feels at that point. It's like art.
That's fucking, I'm not making that story up. They brought that motherfucker back into the jail after a positive COVID test. Now, look, they're starting to be coy with people. They're COVID testing these fucking officers that work in this jail twice a month. And before it used to be you got swabbed and within a day you knew. You're negative, you're good. Now it's you get swabbed and sometimes they don't want to tell you what your test results are. Some of the people find out right away and some people get told, oh, we're waiting on your test results. And it's like,
wow.
So should I go to work or not? Do I have COVID? Because like isn't that the point of these tests, right?
They don't give a fuck about those people. They don't give a fuck about the people working in the jails. They don't give a fuck about the prisoners in the jails. They just give a fuck about the money they're going to make. And they want that jail to have enough people staffing it. And they just know that if they actually are honest and say, oh, you have COVID, you shouldn't come in. They literally told a guy that died from this fucking virus to come into the fucking place. They don't, I mean, Paul, I feel bad. I feel bad for, because I know a lot of your family works there in that area and like the fucking prisons. And like, it's like,
my cousins that you guys met, the eldest one, the one that's the dad of all the boys,
yeah,
is shit bricks. He's the one that was exposed.
I don't fucking blame him. Like, 'cause they don't care about his life at all. They literally just like come back in, and now that guy is fucking dead. I mean, how if he didn't feel that way, you have to question his sanity.
more COVID hijinks here. If you guys want to
Oh,
kill your
okay.
cams, this is video footage of a hotel. The guest shows up. He is told that in order to stay at the hotel, that it requires a temperature check,
Uh-huh.
and he does not like
I
that.
guess he's gonna
And,
be violent or ridiculous.
this is the aftermath of him being told that. So I don't know if this is him being told like you need to do this temperature check here.
So there's no audio to it.
There's no audio.
Okay.
So the guy's getting mad. You can see him kind of pointing his finger and stuff at the clerk now.
I will not have a temperature check.
He's probably
I
like,
will
can't
not
stay
do
here
it.
then.
Now he's like getting pissed. He's like walking out that way.
Yeah, then
But
don't
then
stay at the hotel.
Then he decides he's too pissed to fucking leave. So he starts throwing shit around.
So I have another fucking theory on this, and I don't know if this is okay. So obviously, and probably most likely, this is like a COVID warrior guy,
Yeah.
like a freedom warrior guy or whatever.
Yeah. Freedom. Yeah.
Consider this. What if this is a guy that's had a positive test for COVID and is currently sick and has been evicted and is trying to find a place to sleep for the night?
Maybe.
Knows he ain't gonna pass a temp check because he's sick.
Could be.
You see what I mean? It adds a different fucking layer to this.
Well, let's keep watching. So he
I mean, it's possible. I don't know.
He walked towards the door, then he walked back through another thing. Then he started lacking. He was going to leave again, but now he's even more emboldened. So he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back around the counter.
And now he's going to go kick the employee that's there.
Sure. So he's gonna have a fist fight with this employee.
But it doesn't really work out too well for him. Actually.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh fuck! That little doughy looking employee was hiding some fucking MMA skills.
Damn. Oh shit. Oh shit.
That motherfucker, dude. Holy fuck! He beat the fucking daylights out of that motherfucker.
Oh man.
His wife or something comes, and now the fucking employee is like,
"Get the fuck out of here!" I guarantee that's what he said. I'm gonna beat your ass again if you don't leave.
Yeah, get their fucking license plate, bro. That's ridiculous. And he took. You know what? Never mind. Don't get their license plate because justice was just served. You don't even need to involve the cops in this. Justice was fully served right there. He got beaten to the fucking ground.
Oh yeah, now the guy's talking tough and fucking yeah. That's
yeah, he got shit talked the whole way out of the building. And while he's being loaded into the car by his friend, all groggy and shit, because he just got KO'd by the fucking desk clerk. This dude thought he was a badass and got chet. That's beautiful. I actually thought this was gonna be a shitty video, but this is a great
Oh, dude,
video.
it's a beautiful, man.
And,
It's one of
this
those
one is
assholes that
great.
needs to get slapped in their fucking goddamn stupid fucking mouth, man. It's a wonderful thing. This guy's just trying to fucking do his job. This asshole comes in, tries to hit him with something, throw shit at him, try to come behind the counter and fucking beat his ass. He gets his little bitch ass beat.
He got that guy back on his back, pinned up between that counter, and just started raining blows on this dude's head for a good solid like 11, 12 seconds. He was
Oh
just,
yeah, dude.
You can see it again if you want.
Oh yeah, look, I've been in that position, and that because I've been fucking my ass kicked by TJ, and that is a horrible position to be in when you're just getting pounded into the fucking ground by fucking fist blows.
on already on this.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Gotta go back farther.
Yeah, I just
Right in here, yeah.
right in there.
This dude, he
Right,
has some
he
fighting training.
He really fucking he gets him in a headlock, and then it's
Dink,
fucking
dink,
he pretty much
dink,
pushes his head
dink.
down, and then just starts raining blows on him.
Yeah, and then gets him on the ground, dank, 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 dank. And then his wife comes in and goes, "Stop, stop!" And he is just like, he's out on his feet here.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh yeah,
wow.
oh yeah, he was close to being knocked the fuck out.
Yep. So that dude fucked him up. That's good. The only thing I hope is that my theory wasn't true and this dude didn't get the Rona delivering.
Yeah, I hope he's not the Rona guy looking for a place to stay after his conviction, but
if he was the Rona guy looking for a place to stay, that's that's over the line.
probably still kind of deserves that ass beating.
Nah, I mean the minute he went behind the counter and started throwing shit at him, I mean I understand getting upset about it, but that doesn't make it justified to fucking start assaulting somebody.
Absolutely. So here's I love this story. I really don't. I hate it, but I kind of love it.
What?
Florida sheriff forbids employees, visitors to wear masks. If they do, they will be asked to leave.
They should be sued relentlessly.
It probably will be,
Ocala,
honestly.
Florida, as the city of Ocala wrestles with an ordinance requiring face covering for people inside businesses, Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods told his employees that they will not wear masks at work, and visitors to his office can't wear masks either. Woods, in an email dated August 11th, said, "My order will stand as is when you are on duty / working as an employee and representing my
Wait.
office. Mask will not be worn."
Wait. So the people that all are supposed to be about freedom and like I should not have to wear a mask if I don't want to, are now telling people that they should. Oh, yes, you can't wear a mask now. Oh, but they they love freedom and care deeply about your rights as an individual.
Ocala City Council passed an emergency ordinance last week requiring people to wear masks inside businesses. Mayor Kent Gwynn vetoed it Monday, and the council will meet Wednesday to consider overriding the veto. Marion County set a single-day record on Tuesday for the most deaths related to COVID-19, with 13 more deaths reported. Ocala and other municipalities in Marion County also advise officers not to wear masks while on duty so their communication to people they encounter is clear. Nationally, there is no consistent approach. Officers have been disciplined for not following state directives to wear masks, but Florida does not have a statewide order.
Hey guys, you know there's this crazy approach we could take in this country, and I know it might sound insane, but if like on a federal, like national level, you know, like our central federal government, like if they acted and said everyone just has to do this, all this patchwork of like this city doesn't want to, but this city does, and this state doesn't want to, but this state does. Maybe if we just had like someone act on that level where all the states just did it in unison, we could really fucking maybe get the numbers down here and mandate masks and just simple shit like that. Like the people that are talking about they want freedom so bad, like, I shouldn't have to wear a mask, I care about freedom. They're shooting themselves in the fucking foot. The shit would reopen so much quicker, and they'd be doing the shit they want to do again if they actually followed these fucking directives. That's how dumb they are. They're literally their own worst fucking enemies.
All right, we got one more story for our plebs here. Grocery workers say morale is an all-time low. They don't even treat us like humans anymore.
It doesn't seem like it.
This spring, for the first time, Angel Manners found purpose and pride at the supermarket where she has worked the past decade. Customers praised her as a hero for putting herself at risk during the pandemic. Bosses boosted her hourly pay by $2. Suddenly, her job was essential. Nearly 5 months in, and it's all gone. In the last month, we've lost our hazard pay, and people are quitting every day, said Manners, 43, who processes vendor deliveries at a Meijer store in northern Kentucky. Those of us who are left are really stretched thin, working so much harder for $11.50 an hour.
For an industry that's making record profits and booming right now. Just keep that in mind.
Workers across the country say morale is crushingly low as the pandemic wears on with no end in sight. Overwhelmed employees are quitting mid-shift. Those who remain say they are overworked, taking on extra hours, enforcing mask requirements, and dealing with hostile customers.
Wrong.
Most retailers have done away with hazard pay, even as workers remain vulnerable to infection or worse.
Wrong.
Wrong. All wrong.
Wrong.
Who's repeatedly playing the wrong? Who's doing the wrong?
Oh, sorry, man.
I have no idea.
There's
Is it? I assume it's Scotty.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it anymore, TJ.
With hazard pay, even as workers remain vulnerable to infection. Whereas the mounting despair is heightened by the lack of options. Yeah, maybe it really is Trump.
Maybe it's just him trying to interrupt the actual
Wrong.
information we're trying to
You're
give.
wrong, TJ.
Fake news. You are fake news. Workers' renewed sense of expendability comes after 4 straight months of double-digit unemployment. With more than 32 million Americans collecting unemployment benefits, labor experts and economists say there is an ever-growing pool of desperate people willing to face hazardous conditions and low pay to put food on the table. The nation's 2.7 million grocery workers make on average $13.20 an hour, or about $27,000 a year, Commerce Department data shows.
Wow. So it's like, let's just target these desperate people that have no other option. Well, here at not Costco, they're kind of decent. Here at Meijer, we value you. Really? No, you're subhuman shit! You don't fucking matter! But by the way, smile at the customers.
5 months ago, like, you guys are heroes. You're a hero. You're an essential worker. 5 months later, he's like, you are scum.
But you want to know
You are
why?
shit."
We've all talked about this. If you get the hero label at your job, I feel fucking bad for you because that is a job that's about to be, you're going to take a bunch of shit. No one really gives a fuck about it truly. And they're like, I'm glad it's not me. They're just saying this because a bunch of Americans are worried about going hungry. And then it was like, are we going to fucking be going hungry? What's this pandemic going to do? Oh, store's still open. Fuck these people. Want me to wear a mask? Fuck you. Fucking sociopaths. What the fuck's wrong with these fucking people? I'm gonna go cough on this shit. It's a hoax. What about these people are dying? It's a fucking hoax. Until it happens to them. Then it's like, beep, beep. I guess it wasn't. Beep. They're fucking dead. Oh, what a fucking great loss for humanity, dude. What a great loss. Man, how can... I honestly, every day I wake up as an American, I feel nothing but fucking shame. Because, like, when we get made fun of online, like, what can you even say? Can you say, like, no, we're not that dumb? Okay, American, here's a video of your country. It's like, oh, fuck. You see, the thing is, it's like, no, there's nothing we can do. We're such a nation of dum-dums. We deserve everything we're getting and more.
Wrong.
Sorry.
All right.
I didn't know Trump was here. I apologize.
Guys, plebs, get out.
Wrong.
Plebs, get out.
Wrong.
Plebs, get out.
Dude,
Plebs,
Trump's...
get
Dude,
out. Plebs,
Mr.
get
Mr.
out.
President,
Plebs,
are we
get
supposed
out.
to let the plebs into our the paid part?
I have declared all plebs must go.
No, TJ, you've been overruled by the president, dude.
Nope. Fuck the
Wrong.
president. I'm the.
You've been
fucking
overruled by
highest
the president,
fucking
TJ.
man.
Look, I'm sorry, I don't like Trump, but I mean he is the president.
Go, gone.
Nah,
You want
TJ.
to go? Become a patron, pleb. Get
No,
out.
no, the president says no.
Get out.
Kofifi.
Kofifi.
All right. Kofifi.
Do you want
All
some
right,
Kofifi,
we're-
TJ?
All right, whatever.
My
Fuck
father
it.
gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Yeah, a small loan.
Who's
I will build a great, great wall.
All right.
Wow. TJ, you should feel honored right now. We have a sitting president on this podcast, dude. What an honor.
You are fake news.
Well, we probably are, sir. We probably are.
If it wasn't for this, we'd probably go hungry. Car line stretches more than a mile at Fairport Food Giveaway.
What?
No-
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I was too busy pretending to be Donald Trump. What happened?
There is more than there's a line of cars that
Yeah.
stretches for more than a mile.
Kill your cam. I want to see the video of this fucking mile.
All right.
More than a mile, excuse me.
All right, well then kill your cams. Sorry, I don't know why there's no sound.
Fair Park today for another huge food distribution. Robbie Owens is at Fair Park.
As the cars formed a well-organized queue,
I live in West Dallas, but I came this far just to get the help.
each told a story
If it wasn't for this, we'd probably go hungry.
of families navigating crisis.
You know, there's times I open that refrigerator and there's little there, you know. But again, we make do with what we can, and we make it stretch.
Diana King has taken in her daughter and her family.
I think we got 6, because it's 3 families. My friend, we've been friends since we were little girls.
Oh shit! Wait a minute. Hold on.
Just listen to that. She has her place, but she's barely maintaining, and 2 other families have had to move in with her.
Wait a minute though.
What? Oh, you think it's a scam?
Well, here's the thing. I hate during these times to be a man of suspicion. But this chick is standing. She's kind of like fat, you know, and she's standing by her big boxes of food, and she's like, "Yes, today we took 6 because it's actually for 6 families."
Oh shit, Paul.
And my grandmother and my cousin, they all have to be fed.
Suspicious Paul.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Would you wait in a mile-long line to? I mean, maybe you would. I don't know. I'm not saying. Who knows? I can't. I don't speak for someone's intentions, but I generally try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But you could be right.
Could you spare a brother a ration?
Could you spare a brother a donut burger?
A hot meal would be so kind right now,
Covered in
please.
creamy goodness.
Oh man, we're fucked.
Dude.
But yeah, there's a
She
big
says
long
every
line to
doc-
get food, and
I didn't. There's the picture of it. So there, like this, the guys. Okay, so we've been kind of like covering COVID since it really became a giant thing, right?
Yeah,
Dude,
I mean, like
the first time we
tried to avoid it because it was like
Right.
literally every news story everywhere.
Dude, we covered COVID a long time before anyone else did. Because
when it first broke out, we didn't know how serious it was, and
Well,
everything
no.
was COVID, and everybody was panicking, and we didn't want to add to that, so we kind of stayed away from it for the most part. But we've been right back in the business of covering COVID news and shit for a while now.
Yeah.
And we talk about tangential things that are related to the outbreak. This is a financial one. This is related to the economy, and you know, more specifically, I guess, the government's stubborn refusal to address the looming fucking crisis that is facing all these people that are being asked to stay home, but also being asked to pay all the bills. You know, it's been for a long time known that people are about 2 months from complete, like most people in this country are
Yeah.
2 months from utter destitution.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
about where the average American beings or American human being stands. They can if they lose their job, they got about 2 months to find another one, and if they don't, they're fucked.
And because actually a majority of Americans are in that position, you would think that a majority of Americans, I mean, in some cases they do, but not always, support a very strong social safety net to help people in times like, especially in times like this of crisis and pandemics or natural
Oh my God.
disasters or whatever.
Let me tell you something. The only, and I mean only, way that this is going to be fixed, because this economy is not going to fix itself. All the little black magic mojo of this little bump up is going to precipitate another fucking hefty crash, because this represents more than just families going hungry. This represents an economy that is in fucking shambles. They're ringing bells because last week there was a little uptick in the Dow or whatever the fuck, trying to rally people into believing that everything's going back to normal. But the real tale of the tape is on the streets. People are lining up for over a mile to get free food because they've been kicked out of their homes and or can't afford to buy their own food. And how, like, what do you think is going to happen a month from now? Like, how do you think this problem is going to look a month from now?
Worse.
2 months from now? 3 months from now? 4 months from now? Right around Christmas? How do you think? What kind of Christmas do you think a lot of Americans are going to get this fucking year?
For the most part, a pretty lousy one. But you know, the stock market, we all know, Paul, that's driven by rich people. It's totally manipulated. It doesn't. I mean, so of course, like that can go up, but even if that continues to go up, it doesn't matter because that doesn't affect these people. You think how many of these people you think own stock on an individual basis? Maybe some of them, sure,
Not very many.
but not very fucking. Probably 5-10% of them.
Yeah, even the ones that do own some stock probably own very little.
They probably own it through a 401k or a
You're
savings
absolutely
plan.
right. The people that are waiting in line here probably don't stand to lose stock, but it does affect them. See, because the problem is that the stock.
Well, that's because they privatize the wealth, but they always fucking socialize the loss.
Well, here's the thing.
Of course.
Think about the cycle of this, because here's how it really works in its simplest form. The people that make money on Wall Street are high stakes gamblers who are playing the system with a series of complicated bets on market trends and futures and bundles and tranches of fucking debt, collateralized debt. It's like, to go into it would be an all day fucking thing, and I don't even half understand it. But know that when it boils down to it, they're sitting at the one-armed bandit and they're pulling the fucking lever.
It's a lot of derivatives trading. It's taking things and packaging them in different ways to make them palatable to the market to resell the same shit to you. It's like repackage. Look. It's essentially it doesn't.
But like, think about it. They take the debt and they put it together. Why? Because then it becomes an asset, not debt. Even though the asset is a huge tranche of fucking mortgages that are about to go belly up.
Or business debt for companies that are in dire straits.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. The false sense of everything's fine, look at how good we're doing, that rich people are going through right now, is precipitating another gigantic collapse. Because, believe it or not, there are rules. Wall Street can only go so long propping itself up on collateralized debt and re-collateralizing debt and re-obligating debt and reselling debt and moving debt around before the fucking bill comes due. And when it does, the market hits the shit. And then what do? So this is the sick part of the cycle. They come to the American people and go, bail us out. Well, guess what? 30 million American people need to be bailed out because they don't have a home right now.
Now let's give trillions of dollars to major companies. Well, they already did it. The big bailout wasn't for the fucking people. These stimulus checks were just a way for the American people to go, yeah, look, we're getting some. Yeah, you're gonna get that check. Oh, what's Wall Street getting? About $3.5–4 trillion. Don't worry about it.
The perverse truth of this is that you're right. They probably don't own stock, but if the stock fucking falls to if the stock market goes to shit, which it's going to any second now, it's going to affect all of them anyway.
Oh, dramatically.
Employers are going to dry up. Fucking hiring is going to freeze. There's going to be a
you know the way it will affect average people though. They have their 401k. It's like, this is your retirement thing, and if they're nearing retirement age, suddenly your portfolio loses 30%, 40% of its value.
Worse.
Oops. You see, these rich fucks, they're going to get bailed out. They have the money. They can afford to lose this money. Will some rich fucks go belly up? Sure. But those are the ones that took really risky bets they shouldn't have done. Oh, boo-hoo. So sad for them.
Rich fucks are getting rich on the loss. They make the bet that the market is going to turn down.
Oh, short sales? Oh, yeah, dude. Shorting stocks? Oh, yeah. There's a lot of money there, too.
We got to move on. U.S. court will rehear Epstein victims' claims over plea deal. A federal appeals court decided Friday to reconsider claims that Florida federal prosecutors violated the rights of Jeffrey Epstein's sex abuse victims by not informing them about a secret plea deal. St. Petersburg, Florida. Got a lot of Florida stories today. A federal appeals court decided Friday to reconsider claims that Florida federal prosecutors violated the rights of Jeffrey Epstein's sex abuse victims by not informing them about a secret plea deal. The Atlanta-based 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals vacated a previous panel's 2-1 decision rejecting an effort to undo an agreement federal prosecutors made with Epstein more than a decade ago. Instead of facing stiff federal charges, Epstein was allowed to plead guilty to lesser state crimes and served a relatively short jail sentence.
His jail sentence is bullshit. He didn't serve shit.
Some of the victims have claimed that the Miami U.S. Attorney's Office violated their rights by not.
Hold on. Yeah, what about this article? Like, what's the fucking tagline of this? Because so far it's just like a recap of the Epstein case. Like, everybody knows it.
Yeah, I don't know. U.S. court will rehear Epstein victims' claims over a plea deal.
A federal appeals court decided Friday to reconsider claims that Florida federal prosecutor. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we need to know about this. The rest of it is just like read.
Yeah. Oh, he died, and it was under suspicious circumstances.
Saying that initially a court had said that the victims' rights were not violated when they weren't informed about this plea deal, but a new court has ruled that maybe they were.
Well, I mean, he's dead in public opinion.
I don't know what the I don't know what effect this would have on anything. If this would become, I mean, like, I don't know what this
would if it gets returned and he's tried. You can be convicted of a crime post-mortem if that crime was part of a criminal enterprise and shit. I understand this.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure how that works, but I think it's possible. Or at the very least, you can be investigated for that crime post-mortem, and then that can be used against Ghislaine Maxwell.
Here's what it says down here. It says, we look forward to arguing before the full 11th Circuit Court that the secret plea deal violate the Crime Victims' Rights Act, and this particular deal should be...
Oh, you know what it is? Because remember that deal, Paul.
Yeah,
all those people were immune from federal prosecution.
Right.
Remember?
So
oh, that's what it is.
It's not only that, but it's the fact that the federal arm shut down the local investigation that broke this story,
Right.
locked them out of their own investigation, and then immediately this sweetheart deal is cut. So this implicates a little bit more than Ghislaine Maxwell. This implicates Jeffrey Epstein's entire web, and it also implicates the federal institutions and the people that ran them, that made the decisions, and who knows how high that goes.
I think it went pretty high.
They gave him this sweetheart fucking 2-month jail sentence for raping girls for years.
Yeah, that he was able to pay deputies and basically be out of the jail anyway. So it was a joke.
He was taken out of the jail frequently. Like I watched the documentary on Netflix, and it's just like blood boiling how much he got away with and how much they had on him at the time, that he was like, even the 2-month jail sentence that he served was utter and complete puffball bullshit. He was literally allowed to leave the jail under deputy supervision with no handcuffs on, by the way, get into a car and work, because it was imperative that he continue to do his business. So of course they had to make accommodations for Jeffrey to be able to sit at his computer and probably institute fucking flights for underage girls so that high-ranking fucking members of Congress could rape them.
You know, when the average person does this, they just seem to go to prison. When you're worth about $900 million like Jeffrey Epstein was, you just suddenly, it doesn't matter what you do.
Think about how absurd that is. Somebody that is, and it's pointed out in this documentary, so this is not an original thought, but it bears mentioning.
Of course.
Somebody that is convicted of sex trafficking is allowed to leave their home or leave their prison cell and go to their home where they're not supervised directly. There's just a deputy outside making sure he doesn't leave, and do whatever he wants. Did he have girls in there living there? Who knows? His house was never fucking raided and searched. And when it was searched, it was at times where fucking Epstein was tipped off. He knew that people were coming, so there's nobody at the fucking house and shit. This is like the whole thing was colluded from the very get-go by certain elements of the fucking law enforcement community. And as soon as it hit federal, it was like, stop. Nope. He didn't do nothing. Lesser charge, trafficking, one charge of trafficking a minor.
Remember, it was basically like the way it was done was just super fucking shady. Like, he was basically like brought in abruptly to a court. It was like, oh, let's have a hearing. Yep, this deal's good. Yep, sign off on it. It's like he was basically in and out.
This plea deal was done in the shadows between Jeffrey Epstein's attorneys and the federal government.
Well, it looks like the deal might be getting undone. I don't know. Let's see. We know the earlier ruling, 3 judges, blah 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 blah. They're seeking to overturn it, and it's looking like a court. Which court is actually considering it?
11th Circuit.
Yeah, the Atlanta-based 11th Circuit.
So
previous panels. I don't know who the previous panel was, but
I don't know if the 11th Circuit, because I know that the South has some circuits that are traditionally more liberal judges. But I would guess that the Georgia Circuit is probably a traditionally conservative judges, so that's even more kind of damning. Like I may be wrong, maybe the Atlanta Circuit is more traditionally liberal.
I have no idea, but yeah.
In New Orleans, they have the 5th Circuit, which they go for a lot of like these conservative cases because they'll obviously rule in favor of whatever. Like, oh yeah, these abortion laws are constitutional or whatever.
I mean, a lot of these can be dog and pony shows, but I mean, Circuit Court of Appeals is not like a lower court. That's a higher federal court. That is a court that refers to the fucking Supreme. So if this goes to the Supreme Court, which it very well probably will, because there's no way that they're going to turn over those names and shit. Like, so
no, unless they completely lose. They're going to appeal that to the highest level possible.
I mean, yeah, there's no guaranteeing that the Supreme Court will take it up, but it'll definitely be there'll be an appeal.
Almost certainly.
Sure. The earth was once home to terror crocodiles nearly the size of city buses.
So, like, I don't want to interrupt. I'll let you read the article, but Beyonce had the best album of all time. I knew about these things. I've actually been working low key on an episode for a while now that I've got a little bit pulled for about the giant beasts of history, because there are so many. Like, there were sloths that would tear your fucking head off at one point. There were like crocodiles as big as a bus, fucking sharks as big as 2 city buses in length, and fucking could swallow you whole.
Oh, dude, there was a time, I think it was like 2 or 3 million years ago, where like a lot of animals were fucking gigantic compared to they are now. Like a lot of bears were fucking way more massive than they are
Yep.
Today.
Let's see. So, a new study has shed light on gigantic terror crocodiles that once roamed the world and preyed on dinosaurs with teeth the size of bananas. The research, which was conducted in 2018, published this week in the Journal of Vertebrate Paleontology. It found that the Deinosuchus, Paul.
Deinosuchus.
Lineage of giant late Cretaceous crocodilians from North America were nearly as long as city buses, growing up to 33 feet in length. Deinosuchus was a giant that must have terrorized dinosaurs that came to the water's edge to drink.
Can you imagine?
Until now, the complete animal was unknown. These new specimens we've examined reveal a bizarre, monstrous predator with teeth the size of bananas.
So the teeth size of banana thing, you know what that evoked in me?
Me shoving their teeth up my ass?
No, but now it has as well.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Have you guys lived in like the LA area for a while in your past, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the La Brea tar pits?
No.
I always wanted to.
Yeah. It's actually a really dope place. I've been a few times. They've got a Rex skeleton that they pulled out of the pit there. And they take casts of his teeth and you can buy them. I actually own one. My mom's got it, but it's like awesome. And it's about the size of a good sized fucking banana. So this was basically a T-Rex crocodile in terms of a predator. That's terrifying, dude. You know what else this makes me think of? And I'm sorry to fucking go tangential on the crocodile, because the crocodile itself is fucking crazy. But I'm thinking of what about a far future civilization that with quantum computing breaks the ability to move back in time or whatever, right? And there becomes an industry where people go back in time and kidnap these extinct species, not to bring them back, but to fight in arena matches. So now that we know, like, we go through the strata, right, and we know about when these animals walked the earth, we can find the most, like, can you imagine a Discovery or History show? The biggest badass animal of all time. We've gone back in time and captured some of the most terrifying beasts ever to walk the... Oh my God. It would be totally horrible for those animals and unethical, but I would be tuned in every second of that content.
So you're talking about fucking giant animal, giant beast Thunderdome.
We're talking about, like, yeah, the sloth that's as big as like 4 grizzly bears.
Fuck, dude.
Versus you know, like the wolf that's like 3 wolves standing on top, like the dire wolf or whatever the fuck, that extinct fucking timber wolf or whatever. And they just put them in a fucking arena. You guys ever watch that Bot Wars show?
Oh, yeah, dude. I love that show.
You know how the arena has like torches and shit that go off sometimes that like scorch the robots, and like we should do that too. Make the arena have like certain areas that if the animal steps on it, it gets blasted.
Dude, let's
not kill it, but just singed with some fire, and it's like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh shit!
Dude, we this needs to happen, dude. Let's make a modern day Coliseum in America. Let's fucking make America truly great again. The games come back. The sands of the arena have returned.
Ladies and gentlemen, for 16 season, Beast Wars has entertained you with some of the bloodiest, some of the most gruesome and crazy creatures ever. But there's one animal that's been the most requested. And then, you know, just a bunch of social media posts. Terror crocodile, Beast Wars, hashtag Beast Wars, terror crocodile. Well, tonight, we're proud to tell you that we have finally, our time surgeons have finally extracted a fine alpha male example of the terror crocodile. Tonight he will be pitted against a multitude of beasts from Earth's history on the most epic version of Beast Wars ever. Dude, I want to watch this show so fucking.
Dude, I know, man. I'm like, when is this show gonna fucking happen?
Already, but you know what, dude? I'm such a Roman in some ways. I've started to realize it. Like, I hate violence. Like, you've seen how I get when I see violence, but if it was presented to me as a sport and there was a bunch of other people there, like drunk, I would be at that I shit you not, I would feel completely different about it. I would be like, oh yeah, well shit, he got beheaded.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want to see. Season 1, dude. T-Rex versus Spinosaurus. But before that begins, I want that dude that fucking the paleontologist they consulted on for Jurassic Park 3. I think his name's James Horner. I want the T-Rex to fucking eat him. Like, all right, now here's this doofus. Well, I'm telling you, Spinosaurus. Oh, the T-Rex makes the first kill of the night, ladies and gentlemen, and he goes down without a fight.
We could settle it. They could have like a whole dinosaur themed season where it's just all the
Oh
dino
shit,
battles
dude.
never imagine. And then they could do like dinosaurs versus mammals to see which ones were actually supreme and get, you know what I mean? Like
The Battle of the Bears.
All we got to do, gentlemen, is once again invent a time machine. We could be fucking trillionaires, dude.
Yeah, such a shame.
We'd be fucking richer than Dwayne Johnson, the fucking Rock, dude.
If there's legal
Hollywood highest paid actor for the second year in a row.
Just one more thing on Beast
and
Wars.
a likely person to star in this movie if it ever got made. I guess
No,
that
this
Paul
isn't
wants
a
to get
movie.
show, but I think that probably the closest you could get to this actually happening is if someone made a movie based on this concept. So that's why I say movie.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, if there's a legal or ethical problem with Beast Wars, we'll just travel back to a time where there were no laws.
Yeah, the legal and ethical problems that might present themselves are probably the least of the obstacles. The top obstacle at this point remains time travel.
We will travel back in time to a time where there was like vast swaths of uninhabited tundra and shit, and we'll build like a citadel there that has the arena in it. We'll film all the shit there and then take the film back to present time with us. And
Beast Wars was made entirely when all these things were legal.
We'll be like, this was filmed before human beings existed. So how could it be? How could you say it's illegal?
Dude, it's the greatest loophole of all time.
I know.
Oh, man.
So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has nabbed the title of world's highest paid actor for the second year in a row.
Isn't this just kind of a commentary on how sad things have gotten in the movie industry?
Between June 2019 and June 2020, Johnson racked up $87.5 million, making $23.5 million alone from his starring role in the upcoming Netflix film Red Notice, according to Forbes. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Like, that's the thing.
Johnson monetary success with his Under Armour clothing line. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you guys actually follow the career of Dwayne Johnson anymore? Because I don't. Like, the last time I checked in on this motherfucker, he was making movies that were like he was a football player who injured his knee and couldn't play football anymore, and then he becomes a nanny or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
isn't he making that kind
You know
of
the big
movie?
hit for him, Paul? Have you ever seen The Rundown?
No.
That was when, like, The Rock was like, oh, shit, The Rock could be a legit action star. TJ, you want to pull up his IMDb?
I can if you want.
Yeah.
follow
Mostly garbage,
him
though, dude.
first.
If you look at it, it's mostly just... Go ahead.
I know. You know who I'm
book.
pretty sure. I don't know if I know my family who watches a bunch of dumb fucking movies.
Oh, Steve has seen all of them, dude.
I'm sure that fucking they've seen all these movies The Rock is in.
I don't think I've seen The Rock in a movie in a long
Isn't it-
time.
Didn't we watch a trailer for him? Isn't he in a remake of African Queen or
No, he was in Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise. Never mind.
Jungle Cruise, yeah.
That might have come out. I don't really know.
Yep. So let's see.
Let's see the
Big
last...
Trouble in Little China.
No!
No! What?
Hold on. Wait, hold on, TJ. Wait. I have to read this real quick. Click on it. Click on it. Click on it.
Click on it.
Click on it right now. Open it up and click on it.
Man, no.
I have to read this. Truck driver and his new friend Jack Burton unite on a new adventure. So, writers Gary Goldman. Oh no. Ashley Miller. Dwayne Johnson is the star.
This sucks.
No. Nope. Nope.
Oh, God, no.
Doc Savage, don't know what that is. San Andreas 2. Okay.
Well, Jungle Cruise has been pushed back to 2021 because of COVID and shit.
Oh, no. So sad.
Red Notice is the movie he got paid like $1 billion
What is it?
What's that about?
Well, what is it about?
What? So you got paid $23 million, and the poster just is like 4 red boxes with people's faces.
An Interpol agent.
Agent tracks the world's most wanted art thief. Wow, that sounds like something worth sinking millions into.
No, I can't. TJ, I don't even care about any of this. Fucking Big Trouble in Little China is being remade with The Rock.
What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do?
Paul, right now, there's something good about this. It's only been announced.
Jumanji, the next level.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Never seen Ballers.
Yeah, he's in the Fast and Furious movies.
Those suck horribly.
San Andreas 2? Wasn't that stupid earthquake movie?
Yes.
Was he is earthquake again?
The earthquake returns.
I'm so sad right now.
I am fucking so like sad for the state of cool shit and how it is completely like, and I hate this.
No, Jackie Chan is gonna play like Lopan or some shit too. It's gonna be really bad.
Because here's the deal. Every old man in the history of old men has always said shit was cooler in my day. Sometimes they've been right and sometimes they've been wrong. And we just happen to be in a generation that happens to be right. Shit was cooler in our day. But we're saying that to a generation that is trained to be completely obstinate and believes that everything that they shit out is gold and that everything that Hollywood shits at them is gold. And it's just the paradigm is shifted, dude.
Yep.
It's like,
so here's the list, I guess. I don't even know.
So Dwayne Johnson, 87.5. Ryan Reynolds, 71.5. Marky Mark, 58. Ben Affleck, 55. Vin Diesel right behind him at 54. Akshay Kumar. Yeah, 48.5. Lin-Manuel Miranda, 45.5. Will Smith, Will Smith still holding on, 44.5. Adam Sandler, 41. Jackie Chan at number 10, 40 million.
Jackie Chan is still getting paid that much.
Dude, Jackie Chan still gets the big bucks, dude.
China, right?
Yeah, he's huge in China, man. Come on.
It's like, yeah, he's gonna be.
I mean, yeah, he's golden. He's fucking
probably he's probably gonna play Lopan in this fucking remake. I'm telling you, they're gonna throw him in.
Oh my God, you're right.
We need a recognizable Chinese presence in the movie. What's Jackie Chan up to?
Jackie Chan play Lopan. They might even change his name to Lo Chan or some shit.
Guys, I gotta tell you, dude. I don't know if you feel the same way. I assume you kind of do, because TJ's reaction was pretty much what I was feeling inside. And I'm holding back tears as we speak, but I have a certain reverence for Big Trouble. Like it's one of my favorite 80s action flicks. It may be at the top of the heap. I've watched it so many fucking times. It holds up so well.
Yeah, I fucking love John Carpenter. I love Kurt Russell. I mean,
it's not a movie that just there's no need to remake the movie or make a sequel or anything. It's not necessary. It stands by itself.
Yeah, I won't go into too much detail and shit because I don't want to make this a fucking review of Big Trouble in Little China. Suffice it to say this. It's cast perfectly. Every principal performer and supporting performer is awesome to look at and just choose the screen.
Yep.
It is shot really interestingly and coupled with being edited really interestingly so that it kind of creates this fictional Chinatown that is, this neon drenched kind of futuristic / retroistic place where tribes of ninjas are running around, you know what I mean? And it's all just accepted, like, because the atmosphere created by the filmmakers and the writers and the director and all of this shit was so dead the fuck on that it strikes that tone. It's absurdist without going over the top. So to hear it's being remade with this fucking block of human government cheese, probably is probably is the principal fucking character. Oh, here's the pork chop express.
Oh no.
No. There truly is big trouble in Little China now. There truly is big trouble in Little China if they're remaking this fucking movie.
Say, guys.
They thought Lo Pan was the greatest evil that Little China was gonna
Well,
fucking.
well, Paul, you know what Hollywood just does now? It's like, say, guys, what do people like from the 80s, 70s, like 90s? What are all those good movies that people like? Yeah, I remember those movies. Instead of us coming up with original ideas, let's just buy the rights and remake them.
By the way, Scotty, I know you'll appreciate this.
Oh, what's that?
The main source of inspiration for a staple character that to my knowledge, has been in every Mortal Kombat game, Raiden, or Raiden, however you say it. I've heard it said both ways.
Yeah, same. Whatever.
I mean,
People, we know what you're talking about.
Right. Was inspired by Big Trouble in Little China, the Thunder spirit or whatever. The guy that rides down on the lightning, the hat.
I always figured that, but I never knew for sure. So that's good.
Let's not even. I don't. I wrap it up. I don't.
Wrap it up, dude. TJ, like.
I don't want to talk about this anymore, man. This is
no, TJ. Fuck you, TJ. Don't look away. Don't pretend this isn't the state of the world. Let me just fucking watch bad 80s schlock and pretend this isn't reality. This is your reality, TJ. This is what you get.
That's why I'm watching the.
This is what you get, TJ. Open your fucking fat mouth for another helping of The Rock. What action movie is The Rock going to be in this time? Another mindless adventure with CGI monster fighting CGI monster. Woo, sounds interesting.
Hey, guess what, TJ?
What?
I just heard something through the grapevine.
What'd you hear?
Seven Samurai's getting a remake.
Seven Samurai's gotten plenty of remakes already.
But a direct remake, TJ.
Okay, sure.
It's actually being billed as in the tradition of Akira Kurosawa.
Seven Samurai 2.
No, it's not 2.
Michael Bay presents.
It's not 2, TJ.
No, it'll be a sequel.
No, TJ, because that'll be.
Who else is gonna be in it? Ryan Reynolds is gonna play Kiki Cho. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Mark Wahlberg is gonna be in it as the old samurai.
They said it was a movie that couldn't be remade, but then in 2020, they were proved wrong. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Mark Wahlberg, Ben Affleck, Vin Diesel, Ryan Reynolds, and Will Smith are Seven Samurai.
That actually sounds kind of cool. I'll be honest with you. I mean,
dude, it's like, never mind. You know what?
I know. And none of them are Asian, so it's gonna piss a bunch of people off. So I don't know.
So TJ, with that attitude in the future, goes to see it on opening day, thinking it's just
of course it's awful. Yeah, of course.
kind of an absurdist romp, and or a great action flick, and what he gets is a horribly hack-ass attempt at a shot-for-shot remake.
Oh, it's gonna be like a Psycho.
Yes, of Kurosawa's fucking film, but with the principal actors, the principal Seven Samurai, replaced with the aforementioned actors. TJ,
that sounds great. Sounds really awesome. I can't wait to fucking.
Written for the screen and directed by the seminal director of our time, Michael Bay.
All right. Oh God, Disney.
Explosions. Transformers show up. Why not?
Disney just ended the 20th Century Fox brand, one of the most storied names in entertainment. Paul, just go ahead. I know you're going to do it. So
I don't know what you're talking about, TJ.
Just go ahead and do it. I know you've been fucking waiting for the opportunity. So
what are you talking about?
I don't know. What am I talking about?
We're confused.
20th Century Fox, one of the most recognized names in entertainment history, is officially no more. Disney announced on Monday it would be rebranding one of its TV studios, 20th Century Fox Television, as 20th Television. The new name cuts out Century and Fox from the studio's name. The move follows Disney dropping the Fox name from its 20th Century Fox film brand in January. The company, which closed $71 billion deal to acquire many of Fox's assets last year, renamed their long-time studio as just 20th Century Studios.
They just don't want to be associated with Fox in any way, clearly.
They're pretty much getting rid of all mentions of the idea of there ever having been a Fox or a 20th Century Fox or any kind of like Fox entity. That's just being completely dismantled and rolled in.
I'm assuming that when you said "go ahead, Paul," you meant like give your take on this. So,
of course,
like I think it's disgusting the way that Disney is, and a lot of companies are doing this, but Disney in particular, when it comes to the entertainment industry, is rolling together all of these other properties under their
Something's going on with Paul.
Paul's
Paul
mic must have died here.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
no. Oh, well. Oh, no. Oh, shit.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mickey. How you doing?
Just checking in. What you covering?
We were talking about how Disney just ended the 20th Century Fox brand.
Oh, thank goodness. Terrible brand. Terrible brand been foisting terrible, unwatchable schlock on the populace for who knows how long.
But don't you own all that schlock now?
Well, yeah, but we're going to use their resources to make non-schlock.
Oh, is that what you do?
That's it.
That's what we do. Listen, the truth of the matter is, TJ, can I talk to you businessman to businessman?
Sure.
The truth of the matter is, you know, it comes down to dollars and cents, TJ. Dollars and cents. And really, it's good for the consumer to have less choice because it means that they're only dealing with one super ethical company.
And that's you, right?
Me!
I love it. Are you making this Big Trouble in Little China remake? That's what I want to know.
Of course we've got our claws. I mean, white-gloved hands all over that project. You can guarantee it.
Nothing you can't do, huh?
Nothing I can't do. There's nowhere that my mousy arm cannot reach, TJ. Even into your very home. Even into your very restroom as you are prone, defecating in your most vulnerable and private moments, TJ. I'm there. I'm always there. Watching and giggling.
I love it.
Dude, Mickey literally has you by the butthole.
I love it. By the way, I've done a little bit of further research into the into the fucking movie, and although it's kind of a, I guess, remake of Big Trouble in Little China, it's actually kind of a sequel as well.
It's a new Disney branded property. We're calling the Remakequel.
I love it. Yeah. The Remakequel. Part remake, part sequel.
It's so we can take everything that was cool about the old one and try and sap it for nostalgia while putting like a person of color or a woman in the lead role.
Wow, dude. It's just Disney being woke, man. Get over it.
Brilliant. I'm going to be a billionaire. Oh, wait. I already am.
Of course you are. You're wonderful, Mickey. Like, we always love when you stop by.
I mean, look, we have a thing with Mickey during. Hey, you're looking good in this parade here. Of course, you're in the top spot where you belong. Oh, well, he's gone.
You guys can't.
Your old pal Mickey just paid us a visit.
Yeah. Technical.
I've been trying to talk this whole time. You guys couldn't hear what I was saying?
No, not at all.
No, sorry.
Interesting enough, though, Paul. Mickey did say something interesting about you.
About me?
Yeah.
I was listening. I could hear everything he was saying.
I mean, well, look, I don't know. Maybe you heard a different feed. Maybe Mickey is censoring your feed or something. He's just saying that he's glad and happy about your guys' deal there together. And he's really appreciative of it. I don't know. I'm not trying to put words in Mickey's mouth. I mean, I know. Look, like I don't want to get Mickey's wrath incurred, but
Look, no man can put words in Mickey's mouth.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just very strange, this whole deal with you guys. I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever, Paul. I don't want to get caught up in it again, but just very suspicious.
Very, very suspicious. I want to know who's fucking actually making this fucking movie, if it's even gonna get made.
Well, it's
You're
just
just obsessed with Big Trouble now.
well, it's just been announced, TJ. I don't think a studio's on board yet.
Bucks Productions. Who's fucking owns that?
The Rock.
Whatever
Oh, The
that is.
Rock is producing it, dude.
He owns that company.
Yes.
The Rock is all in tight with Disney. He's like starring in all their big
Oh,
action.
dude, they
franchises
fucking love
now.
him. Was
Oh,
it?
damn.
This is gonna be a Disney movie.
The Rock's got his finger in all kinds of pies. Look at this shit. All right. Fair enough. Holy shit.
Didn't
It'll
The
be a-
Rock?
it'll be
The
a
Rock
gem.
just bought the fucking
Look at all the
XFL
fucking-
shit.
Look at all the garbage movies this fucking company's produced, mostly starring The Rock, but not entirely. Ugh. Oh man, it's gonna. Look at it. Ugh.
Big
No.
Trouble in Little China.
Young Rock, a look at the formative years of superstar Dwayne The Rock Johnson as he grows up through life. What the fuck? Young Rock?
So he's doing like a movie about his own childhood.
What the fuck am I seeing? It's a TV series, dude. It's like everybody hates Chris except for with The Rock.
Dude, he's literally pulling an Amazing. He's making an Amazing.
Yep.
But instead of making it documentary style, he's actually going to do it like a film and act and play himself growing up.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a TV series, so it's gonna be recurring episodes.
TJ, how come you haven't done
dude.
this?
I
Why
need a
have,
sitcom.
why have you not made a movie about your life where you play yourself at every age?
I don't know.
That should
I
happen.
don't know why I haven't done that. This man, they go fucking all the way on this shit. Fucking piece of shit, man. Fuck, goddamn Dwayne The Rock Johnson, dude.
I should do that about my life and use all my crazy stories as like the plot points and stuff. But change it to where I'm always the sympathetic party in every exchange that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So I'm never an asshole, and it's just like life is crapping on me constantly, and I never earned karmically anything that ever happened to me ever. You know what I mean?
Poor Paul. You should just call the show Poor Paul, dude.
Poor Paul. Oh my God. I love it, dude.
Yeah, every episode. And now for another episode of Poor Paul.
It would be me, like, because I would start when I was a baby, when I like fell down and bumped my head. My mom tried to rock me to sleep and almost killed me with a coma.
There you go.
Like, that's how I'd start it, but it would be my big fat ass in a diaper sitting on a woman's lap who's playing my mom, or my mom if I can get her to agree to it, and her, her rocking me to sleep. And me having a big goose egg that's pulsating on my head. Oh my fucking God, dude. The show writes itself.
Yep.
Producers, give me a call, huh?
Yeah.
Give me
Help
a
Paul
call.
out. Buzzkill. Mississippi rejects state flag featuring giant mosquito. Proposed design slipped through screening process and should not have been selected. State officials say
It should have.
I think it's actually the best design you got. I love how the person who made this didn't even bother to get rid of the gray background of this image. They just kind of
They just pasted a gray
in there.
Yeah, they didn't even take the time to make it a transparent fucking image. They just slapped a fucking image on a flag. I love it.
What y'all boys trying to say about Mississippi?
Mississippi
What's
will
y'all
not
boys trying to
put
say? Look,
on its new flag. The State Department of Archives and we don't do the new. This is someone, I mean,
this
you
is
get it.
exactly what the state. The fact that anyone in Mississippi would challenge this offends me. This is the perfect flag for Mississippi. This describes the state better than anyone has ever described it before in human history.
Yeah, and not only that, but they should just they shouldn't even fix it. Just leave this gray border and
Fuck
everything.
yeah, dude. It's Mississippi. You think they're going to take the time to fix their problems? They don't. Do they do that as a state? No, their flag symbolizes that.
You know what you do? The only other fucking acceptable flag to me.
The Amazing Atheist asked me to do a guest video here on his channel, and I'm happy to do so.
What the fuck?
Pimp.
A Pimp Monk video just opened on my computer.
Whoa.
Dude, I shit you not. I'm sorry about that. Whoops. I opened a new tab to look something up for this, and instead of Matt Jarbo, it was Pimp Monk this time.
Pimp Monk should be on this flag.
Yeah, dude. Put Pimp Monk on the Mississippi flag, dude. Put Pimp Monk on the flag.
It's appropriate that happened because now we know.
Because, yeah, he is in Mississippi. So, yeah, dude, put Pimp Monk on the goddamn Mississippi flag. Let's start a hashtag. We should start a fucking hashtag to get Pimp Monk on the goddamn Mississippi flag. Like, why is this? He's definitely the best thing.
He'd be the first person on a U.S. flag.
Hell yeah.
Oh, no. George Washington's on the Washington State flag.
Let's all simul tweet about this. Let's do another one of our simul tweets.
Yeah, we should simul tweet about this shit, dude.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and write mine.
All right, I'll write mine up as well.
Need to get at Pimp Monk X on the Mississippi flag.
Yeah, dude.
That's a hashtag to go with this.
Yeah, we got you come up with that. I'm gonna write mine.
Okay. Pimp hashtag pimp flag. I don't know. Pimpasippy? That's too hard.
Pimpasippy? Oh no, dude, there's no way.
Maybe, I don't know, it might look cool. I mean, it does look pretty cool when I spell it out.
How are you spelling it? P-I-M?
P-I-M-P-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I.
Okay.
Yeah, it's MISSISSIPPI.
I just got rid of the miss and put pimp.
Okay.
Wait. Pimp is ippy. No, that's too many is's. Pimpasippy. P-I-M-P-I-S-S. Pimp is sippy. Yeah.
Right, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna wait for you to post your hashtag right because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck up the hashtag. So TJ, you go ahead and do yours.
All right, I posted mine up.
You posted yours up.
Yeah, I spell checked it. I'm pretty sure I spelled Pimpasippy right.
Okay, good. Pimpasippy, dude.
Pimpasippy. We need to get Pimp Monk on the Mississippi flag. Pimpasippy.
It must happen. Okay, Pimpasippy.
Dude, look at this fucking cringe ass bullshit below that I just noticed of like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris like simul walking. Like, look how fucking on the same level we are. You know, we walk together right side by side in unison. Let's get to work, Kamala Harris.
Dude, how about another hashtag? How about hashtag no pimp, no peace, dude?
Hell yeah. I'll add it to mine. I'll just put it underneath. If anyone's got a better hashtag out there in the universe, go ahead. Okay, profile. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, mine's going out, dude. I'm blasting it out.
Yeah, I got on the D-pad Fry. I went and retweeted you, TJ.
Hell yeah. Hashtag no pimp, no peace.
Dude, we gotta get Pimp Monk on the flag.
You gotta look, if there's one thing that we need to do, get Pimp Monk on that flag.
Dude, can you imagine right in the middle of that flag?
Yeah, this flag here is fine. Yep, that's what needs to happen right there.
Yes.
Just the face.
Yep, just the face. No hands, none of that bullshit. Just big round head.
Here in this picture, I got him where he's looking like a little bemused, but he also looks a little pissed off, like he's ranting.
Yeah.
he needs to have like a real benevolent look on his face, you know,
Yeah,
like
we need like a super benevolent looking pimp.
we need like a pimp monk image that says like, "Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Mississippi."
Dude, I just realized we fucking put out Pimp Piss
Here's
Ippy.
one right here.
Pimp Piss Ippy.
Pimp.
It's Pimp Piss Ippy.
Here's the one. Here's the one, man. This right here.
Yes, cut his head out.
Yeah, that's the one. Howdy, y'all.
Guys, you know what? I will say this. I don't know if you guys are willing to go along with this offer. Whoever makes us the best Pimp Monk flag can get a free T-shirt.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna work on this. Well, no, I probably shouldn't work on it now, but I'm gonna work on it later.
Welcome to Mississippi. Sit down and get you a big old plate of grits and a pack of Marlboro Red Unfiltered. It's time.
Mississippi, Mississippi.
It's time to shoot the motherfucking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Down here in Mississippi, we love to shoot the shit.
Pimpashippy.
Down here in Pimpashippy. Hashtag Pimpashippy. Hashtag no pimp, no peace. You know what I mean?
No pimp, no peace. No pimp, no peace.
Because y'all think about it, it's crazy that I ain't on that flag already. Okay, let me do something for you, TJ. Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Ask a question, bro, man.
I surely will. Listen, TJ.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of anybody else famous from Mississippi?
No.
Is there any comedian that you know that currently is working out of Mississippi trying to make it on YouTube or anywhere else in the world?
No. No one lives in Mississippi.
I rest my motherfucking case.
Except for you.
I'm actually, and I wasn't gonna tell people this, but here's the biggest reason my face should be on the Mississippi flag. Because I'm the only person that actually lives in Mississippi.
Wow.
So that's why the obesity rate is the highest in the country. Because it's just me, you know.
That is true. The obesity rate in Mississippi is in fact 100%.
Yeah, it's 100% because it's just me. I'm the sole resident of Mississippi. The
Where?
last one to leave the blighted wasteland in Mississippi. The last one holding on over here, y'all.
So for a second there, I guess my the window that had our thing in it got closed, so there's like a little bit of a missing moment there. I don't know how that's gonna play out, but whatever.
My fucking power went out, so mine's fucked.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess you guys
It
are
all falls to me.
Accompaniment for like 30 seconds, whatever.
No, I'm recording. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
recording.
you got a recording.
Scotty's got a good one. Beauty.
Might have to use Scotty's at this point.
Good.
Anywho, let's move on. I'm trying to break myself of saying anywho because it sounds fucking stupid.
Anywho, let's move on. It's the TJ Hour with guest Paul and Scotty. What?
Grunting in laptop chase.
Dude, let me tell you what. If I saw that fat dude chasing me and I was a boar, I'd fucking run too.
Which one's the boar?
I don't know. I'm confused. The one on the left, right?
A nudist in Berlin got too close to nature for comfort when a wild boar snatched his plastic bag, which had his laptop inside. The naked man gave chase to the boar. This is not news, Paul. This is fucking not news, okay?
This is fucking TJ.
Yeah, what's up?
I think people are always asking like what's the divide between TJ and Paul?
Whenever you see stupid shit like this on this show, it is universally Paul. Now, listen, I never told these kind of dumb stories. I never do it. So go ahead, Paul. Say whatever you want to say about this.
Listen to me. I'm gonna hang my ass out there. I'm gonna hang my ass out there in the wind, TJ, and say something. I'm gonna have a hot take on this. I think that this is the most fucking important story that we have covered yet. Now, I don't know if we're gonna cover one that's more important tonight, but I think that this, if there's a crown jewel in this flash fried, from my perspective, it's this story right here. This is what people need to know right now. This is the shit that we're telling them that they didn't already know because, like, look, I know what you're going to say, TJ. I don't mean to preempt you, but let me take a guess. It's going to be like, oh, we covered some very pressing issues.
I'm not saying anything. I'm letting you say your piece on this thing.
You're going to say, we covered some very pressing issues, the election, the coronavirus, you know, this, that, and the other thing, Paul. How could this, a naked, bare-assed man chasing a pig through the woods, Paul, be the most important story? That's your counter. Am I wrong?
Oh, well, you know, we haven't given TJ a chance to respond.
Do you disagree?
Do you disagree?
Do I disagree? I mean, in a grand
Guys, look,
nihilistic sort of sense of nothing really matters, then I guess that it matters.
You know
as
what,
much
Paul? I think you're too worried about what TJ thinks, what I think. Let's go to the audience, see what they think real quick. Wow. We've got thunderous applause.
They saw this bare naked German ass chasing a pig carrying his laptop, and it brought a moment of joy to their lives, TJ.
Look at these people in the background laughing, TJ. Imagine the joy if you were there. You saw this fat, naked German dude running after his laptop.
Oh, there they are. There they are.
They love
we are
it.
at the 2-hour mark, but I think there's a few more stories we definitely should fit in here. So I'm just going to make the executive decision to extend this out.
Okay, well,
decision. Of course, we're going to extend it out, TJ.
A conspiracy to steal the election, folks. Alarm sounds after postal worker reports removal of sorting machines.
So this story is nuts.
It's a magical story right here.
A magical one. The head of the Iowa Postal Workers Union alleged Tuesday that mail sorting machines are being removed from post offices in her state due to new policies imposed by Postmaster General Louis DeJoy, a major GOP donor to President Donald Trump, whose operational changes have resulted in dramatic mail slowdowns across the nation. Asked by NPR's Noel King whether she felt the impact of DeJoy's changes, Iowa Postal Workers Union President Kimberly Carroll, a 30-year post service veteran, answered in the affirmative, saying mail is beginning to pile up in our offices and we're seeing equipment being removed. Carroll went on to specify that equipment we use to process mail for delivery, including sorting machines, is being removed from Postal Service facilities in Iowa as DeJoy rushes ahead with policies that, according to critics, are sabotaging the Postal Service's day-to-day operations less than 90 days before an election that could hinge on mail-in ballots. In Iowa, we are losing machines, and they are already in Waterloo. We're losing one of those machines. So that also hinders our ability to process mail in the way we had in the past, said Carroll, who said she is not a fan of the Postmaster General. Washington state officials have also raised concerns about removal of mail sorting machines. I grew up in a culture of service where every piece was to be delivered every single day. And his policies, although they've only been in place for a few weeks, are now affecting the way we do business and not allowing us to deliver every piece every day as we've done in the past, said Carroll. I don't see this as cost-saving measures. I see this as a way to undermine the public confidence in the mail service. It's not saving costs. We're spending more time trying to implement these policy changes, and it's in our offices costing more overtime.
So, by the way,
reacted. Alarmed to Carroll's comments, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the Trump administration is
gutting the post office.
They've been doing this for a while. They're ramping up their efforts, especially now that Trump is getting scared about what the November election results may be.
Simply because, like, he wants to stifle mail-in voting.
Yeah, I mean, and beyond that, Republicans just hate the Postal Service in general, or any.
Sure, but I mean, for him, it has extra implications because the coronavirus is going to necessitate that millions of people who normally go to the polls mail in vote this year. And he's crippling the National Postal Service at a time when who does it benefit? Let me ask you a question, TJ. Hold on.
Yes.
Who does it benefit if the mail-in ballot is a total shit show?
It benefits Republicans,
of course,
and conservatives.
So that's why this is happening. Like, the Republicans have traditionally always been against the Postal Service, but right now, the implication is far, far bigger than that.
Yeah, there's political implications at this point.
Yeah, at this point, in my opinion, it is naked and open election tampering at a time when people have to use the mail service to be systematically dismantling the mail service in poor areas.
Well, we all know who benefits from lower voter turnout or lower number of votes.
Dude, Obama did something that was tantamount to this, even if there wasn't a COVID-like disaster going on, and he was just like, he passed something that just closed a bunch of polling stations in the South where he knew Republicans were going to be voting, there would have been a fucking coup.
And any majority white suburban area in the South, we are going to have to close those polling stations. They're going to have to go vote in the cities. No, they would just be like, that seems fair. Cost couldn't measure. I'll be happy to vote. They want me to go to the ghetto to vote. I ain't got no rights. Let me mail my ballot in. We're gutting the postal service too. You're gonna have to go to the hood. You know, like they're not gonna be like, yeah.
We're moving those predominantly white polling stations to predominantly black areas.
I love it. I wish Obama had actually done that. Now that I think about it,
I actually don't, because that would have been horrible.
Yeah, I was just kind of.
I mean,
Joe Arpaio loses. I'm sorry. I know that we got a bunch of important shit here. I just want to get. There's quite a few things left. I want to get to them.
Sure.
So I'm just kind of trying to like a little bit rushed here, but whatever. Joe Arpaio loses sheriff's race in second failed comeback bid. So Joe Arpaio is for those of you who might not know,
a total scumbag,
evil pieces of shit that has ever existed on the face of this earth.
So
he's still allowed to draw breath on the face of this planet is a fucking disgrace. That should
also the first person, to my knowledge, sorry to interrupt you, to receive a pardon from Trump.
Absolutely, of course he did. Joe Arpaio on Friday was narrowly defeated in his bid to win back the sheriff's post in Metro Phoenix. He held for 24 years before being voted out in 2016 amid voter frustrations over his taxpayer-funded legal bills, his penchant for self-promotion, and his defiant streak that led to his now pardoned criminal convictions. Basically, this is like the ultimate like tough on crime sheriff. The notorious piece of shit, doesn't give a fuck about civil liberties or any of that shit, just wants to fucking brutalize people because he's a scum fuck. And yeah,
I lived in
human being.
Early 2000s for a couple of years, 2-3 years in Maricopa County and Chandler, Mesa, and Tempe, Arizona, and Phoenix.
You know what a colossal shitbag this guy is.
Oh, dude! And not only do I know, it's notorious there. Joe Arpaio was feared like Darth Vader on the Death Star. And I shit you not, in Arizona, like the stories about him were fucking widespread and rampant. It was like I knew about Joe Arpaio the third day I spent in Arizona. Through just casual conversation, I heard my first Joe Arpaio story. He was draconian, sadistic. He was he fed his prisoners rotten food. He would like that one of the biggest memes about Joe Arpaio was, and he would actually use it in his campaigns and shit. He called it green bologna. He would say shit like, if you ever want to eat some green bologna, come visit me. Just break the law in Maricopa County and I'll make sure you get yourself a good helping of it. Green bologna is bologna that has been just allowed to sit until it goes off. It's still edible. It won't kill you, but because bologna's so processed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you get that.
Remember those tent camps he put a lot of those people into?
So that was another meme. Well, it's not a meme. This is what he used to do. He would. So here's the thing. Arizona's got a giant desert in it. And so Joe Arpaio kind of had a brilliant idea, a horribly like Emperor Palpatine level idea, but you can't deny the brilliance. He was like, of course, Arizona is a mix of conservatism and liberalism. It's kind of a swing state. And he was trying to get all this conservative draconian prison reform passed. And then he had this brilliant idea. He was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll move a significant portion of my prisoners out into the middle of the desert. So far that on foot, any man that escapes me, and they won't, by the way, but any man that escapes me will die in the desert. You know, it's just impossible. They're not going to get across the goddamn desert. That's it. And so he did that. So he started several camps out in the desert of inmates. And inmates were sent there not like punitively. So the inmates, if you fucked up in one of his prisons, which as you can imagine was incredibly easy to do, you ended up out at one of the camps. And their job was to what he called move holes. So the guys would be woken up at dawn in the desert, in the middle of the desert, told to eat a breakfast that the guy that serves green bologna, you can imagine what that was, probably just some kind of gruel or some shit, some subsistence food. And then they spent all day in the Arizona sun digging holes, right? And then the next day, they would wake up all sore and shit and get another bucket of gruel. And Joe or one of his representatives, whichever big bull sergeant he had there watching that camp, would go, all right, boys, you all got some holes to fill in today. A lot of shoveling to be doing. And their job that day would be to scoop all of the sand that they dug out yesterday back into them holes. And it went like that. That was the cycle. That was their work. That was their life as they lived in the camps out in Joe Arpaio's camps. And that happened. That's actually a thing. And it was legal in Arizona to do. Of course, these guys got heat stroke. They went fucking psychologically crazy because it's just backbreaking, hot, sun-baked labor.
So they're basically giving them prison sentence with hard labor as well.
Yeah. And when people would come to him about it with questions, this is not inhumane. He said, they got plenty of water. I'll take you out to one of these camps. They got whole barrels of water and they're encouraged to drink as much, because he did just, the base amount to make sure that they didn't die of fucking exhaustion out in the desert, but they were just tortured out there every day for an indeterminate amount of time. When you fucked up in Joe's jail, he decided personally when you came out of the camps. That was a decision that hit his desk, came from his desk. All right, inmate Kirk is ready to come on back to the general population and get himself a green bologna sandwich.
Yeah, your reward, a green bologna sandwich.
I mean to go on and on, but I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of the type.
I already know. I'm just letting you give the audience the idea.
Oh yeah, just a horrible human being.
Like, there's other shit too. Like, aside from the tent cities and like the terrible, appalling conditions in his jails, like his office was notorious for under investigating sex crimes and stuff. He let like a bunch of rapists just go scot free because apparently he had really no problem with people who do that. He targeted his political opponents using his power in like fucking really abusive ways. He fucking violated election law a bunch of times. He fucking basically, I mean, like he was investigated for abuse of power like a billion fucking times.
He's a total disgusting authoritarian piece of shit.
Yeah, like every authoritarian like civil rights violation kind of shit you could imagine has been laid at this dude's feet, but Republicans love him for it. So.
Well, you want to know why, T. Dixie whipped him up with illegal immigration. I'm stopping him.
I'm stopping them damn Mexicans, though.
He's never been convicted of it, but he's been implicated in a ton of shit.
Oh, God.
One of the most glaring of which that gets kind of swept under the rug a lot of the times when he's covered because there's so many of these. But he's been accused multiple times by people that worked at the jail and former inmates of the jail that he uses prison rape punitively.
Right.
So he will send a big predatory rapist and make you cellmates with him if you fuck with him in some way. So if the camps don't work, don't break you or whatever, he was not above. Or if you hurt his fucking pride or stepped on his fucking rules or hurt one of his officers or whatever.
All right, well, I'm arranging for you to be raped in the ass then.
I don't know. Like I said, he was never convicted of that. And that's just one of a ton of allegations of malfeasance in his jails. He was literally a Sith Lord that was allowed to run a colony of slaves.
Yeah.
For about fucking 30 years or 40 years in Arizona. It's insane,
I believe. So QAnon supporter Marjorie Taylor Greene wins Georgia Republican primary. A U.S. businesswoman who has expressed support for the QAnon conspiracy theory has won the Republican nomination for a seat in the House of Representatives. Marjorie Taylor Greene is now expected to be elected in November to represent Georgia's heavily conservative 14th congressional district and become QAnon's first devotee in Congress.
Good. She gonna tell us the truth.
It comes amid a social media crackdown on the conspiracy theory. QAnon says deep state traitors are plotting against Donald Trump. Mrs. Greene is part of a growing list of Republican candidates who express support for the conspiracy theory. In another majority result on Tuesday, we're going to talk about Ilhan Omar later, but I just thought it was interesting that this QAnon shit is like starting to like actually get big enough to permeate Congress and shit. It should be interesting to see how that goes. I don't really know that. I don't really know that it's going to make that much of a difference, considering that I think even the ones that aren't officially on board with that are already spouting shit that's equally as weird. But
you don't know that, TJ. Where we go, one, we go all. And that's all I have to say about this. I'm going to go ahead and stay quiet for the rest of this because I really am not going to stand by and have a legitimate investigation into a very real conspiracy against our president be called a conspiracy theory and have my name appended to it. So
Gotcha.
Everything said about this story from here on is about the Kirk brothers' opinion and not mine, of course. Whatever. I believe in Q.
Paul's been
No,
guiding too, dude.
I just think it's interesting, and I obviously we're gonna see where it goes. I don't want to. It seems like it's already like pivoting to talk about Ilhan Omar, so I'll just go right to
Dude,
that.
you want to know what helped me the most figure out QAnon? Because I didn't know what it was until recently. TJ,
Okay. I
TJ, you
figured it out.
TJ, you played a video on the show.
Uh-huh.
And it was this dude interviewing a bunch of Q people. And there was this big dumpy fat bitch with giant wild hair that looked like Glinda the Good Witch had a hard alcoholic life or some shit, right?
Right.
And he asked, the journalist goes, "What is Q?" And her answer was something like, "Well, you know, Q is, here's what we know, he's a person. And what he does basically is lays down the breadcrumbs, and then you follow them yourself and figure things out for you." And I was like, all right, I'm done. Like, now I know. I've seen the embodiment of Q. And I got to tell you, TJ, you seem to be pretty dismissive of the fact that these types of crazy fucking people are being elected to Congress, but I ain't. Dude, if a sufficient amount of these Q idiots get into Congress, we might be seeing like kangaroo trials of people for insulting Donald Trump or some shit. Like, I'm not even joking, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's. I don't really think that they're that far removed. I think that. Not that I'm diminishing the craziness of the QAnon people, but I don't think the people who are maybe not overtly that are any less crazy for the most part. They already seem like they're pretty nuts.
I mean, at least they're crazy with at least 1 foot grounded in reality. It's like
Q for people, now, Paul. For now,
right? Q people are like Republicans whose other foot left the ground long ago, and they floated off onto a fucking cloud, and they're now being elected to fucking Congress. So that's worrying. That should be worrying to everybody.
Well, a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people do believe that, though. Maybe they don't even know about the QAnon connection, but a lot of Trump supporters fervently believe, like, nope, they're just this COVID thing is just to try to take
everything that. But I mean, like everything that's fucking said on the news that they don't like is just automatically fake. So I mean,
well,
like,
it's either fake. It's either fake or it's a conspiracy to take Trump down. It's like it does exist, but only to take him down.
Even the ones who aren't like overtly with this Q shit are already in that mentality of like anything against Trump is a lie.
They're the fertile ground, dude. That's like that fresh, like, oh man, this is really the best soil, the best and possible environment to grow into a large and extensive crop. Dude, QAnon is crazy, and it's only fucking ground because it's fucking. You have a president that fuels it, and you have these fucking communities that just fuel it. And like you said, it's not even hard. It's because an easy talking point. Look, I mean, everything was going great. This COVID stuff shows up and tries to take our president out. Now they're saying Biden's going to win. What the fuck's up with that? They said a few months ago it was going to be Trump winning. Oh, they're trying to take Trump out. Oh, it all makes sense.
So I saw about 1 million articles and videos a while back that were letting me know that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's going down.
She's done.
Can't win her primary. She's done. And then she won. And I didn't really hear as much about Rashida Tlaib and Ayanna Presley's, shit. But I did start seeing the same thing about Ilhan Omar. Like, I was on the Drudge Report. She's going to lose. They're fucking, her opponent 7 times the funding of her. Look at all this. Oh, my God, so much money, so much funding. Oh, she's got no chance. She's done. It's over for her. She wins, of course. And it was the same thing. It was like the Tim Pool video, like, oh, Ilhan Omar, ship is sunk. And it's like every single member of the squad at this point has been put up to the fucking voter shit and prevailed.
What their fan base is, it doesn't matter what they say because they'll just be like, well, it was rigged or some other bullshit. It's like, you know when you say the ship has sunk, when you see Ilhan Omar defeated in primary. That's when you go, oh, the ship is sunk.
I mean, Drudge Report literally a few days ago was like had a headline that made it sound like it was all but it was just over for Ilhan Omar. She's just done. As you can see here, the race was called in Omar's favor with less than 90 minutes after polls were closing, handing her an 18-point win with almost 99% of the votes counted.
Yeah,
So
the ship is sunk.
It wasn't even close. It wasn't even like, oh, she almost lost that one. It's like, no, she didn't.
I gotta say, like, okay, when it comes to this,
really like none of these women, like, unless something crazy happens with one of them, like, you know, is caught doing some serious fucking shit, none of them are losing fucking election.
No.
None of them are losing a primary to a fucking. None of them are getting primaried by some fucking corporatist Dem. Like their fight is moving the other way. It's not moving that way.
Their profile is way too fucking high. Like, there's no way. But I hate the poo-poo on this. Look, I like the fact that these 4 women are pretty left and are advocating for some super leftist policies and stuff. But my criticism as the show's resident negative Nancy or pessimist Paul, whichever you prefer.
Oh, it's a little pessimist Polly.
A pessimist.
You've come to rain on the parade. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm gender flexible now, by the way.
Cool.
How flexible are you?
Depends on the pose, I guess.
I just love making Paul deeply uncomfortable. Sorry. I don't know what this. That honestly is pretty rare though, because Paul usually always has something to say. But go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
Criticism.
Here's my criticism of fucking the squad. Right. I want them to do some shit.
Yeah.
Like, I know that they've done this Green New Deal thing, and they're out there raising the profile of leftists, and they're advocating for a lot of stuff. And I understand they can't themselves push bills through and shit, and they're doing everything they can in that respect, I'm sure. But I don't think they're doing enough. I want these 4 women to go into Congress, and maybe this is bad political advice. I want them to go into Congress and be disruptive. Like, literally whatever they have in their power, even if it's outside their power. I want to see them getting arrested and dragged off the floor of Congress to be detained until the fucking session is over and shit, because they would not sit down or abide by the fucking 15-second rule or whatever the fuck. They would not be silenced. And I want to see CNBC. What is that fucking channel that just
C-SPAN.
covered nothing? What is it?
C-SPAN.
C-SPAN. C-SPAN becomes a huge fucking hit again. And it's all free for these women who have all 4 decided that they are going to be as disruptive as possible. And there's 4 of them, so they can just trade off. It's like this week it'll be Ilhan. Next week it'll be Rashida Tlaib. Next week it'll be fucking AOC. It just cycles through. That's what, and like, honestly, I don't know if that's actually politically sound advice, but I think that if people saw them doing that, they would not only cement their position, but they might actually make some fucking change. Like, I'm talking about being disruptive, acting in protest, defying the fucking rules, getting censored, getting dragged out by fucking Capitol Police and taken to a fucking place and not let out until, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Doing a big press conference afterwards.
Well, I mean, they essentially doing it against their own their own party though, because the Democrats control the House. So I mean, that's probably why you don't see anything like that out of them. But maybe they just don't want to do that. I don't know.
So Biden sees surge in fundraising following Harris VP announcement, which is a pretty normal thing. You do see an increased fundraising after the ticket's finally been finalized.
Is there any numbers on it?
Let's see. Joe Biden campaign boasted in the hours after the presumptive Democratic nominee named Kamala Harris as his running mate that he was pulling in major campaign donations, a sign the Democrats have continued to turn around a formidable fundraising deficit with President Trump. In the hours after Biden announced Harris as his running mate, Act Blue, Democrats' main fundraising platform, reported more than $10.8 million in donations, as the New York Times first reported. The Biden campaign is yet to report fundraising totals, but campaign staff reported Tuesday was its biggest fundraising day to date. You see, he's got a tweet here.
10.8 million. That's quite a bit of fucking money.
Tuesday was one of Act Blue's biggest fundraising, also one of Act Blue's biggest fundraising days ever. They claim they're putting out numbers saying that they raised 10.8 million in 4 hours after Kamala Harris pick. I'm sure that's all from like really low dollar donations and stuff too. You know, no billionaire or millionaires or anything. Yeah, as
Well, dude, they do it through non-profit super PACs. Remember, TJ?
Of course,
because then you can remain anonymous.
It says Biden raised almost twice as much money on Tuesday as he did the day he first announced he was running for president, The Atlantic reported. But I don't really know how they know that when he has.
It says Trump has raised about 165 million.
Yeah.
Or more.
So here's some key background, I guess. The Trump campaign and Republican National Committee together raised more money, 165 million, than Biden has in his party's committee, 140 million in July. But the fundraising gap between the two has essentially vanished. The two campaigns have about the same amount of
If you
cash on
believe
hand.
that, you're a dum-dum.
Trump started out with a massive fundraising advantage.
Now, here's the question that I have. Are they talking about since the same date? Or are they talking about, because with Trump, the fundraising never stopped.
Right.
Like his first 4 years, he continued to rally like he was running for president and continued to take donations at his fucking website and get them in massive quantities. So are they counting all of that? Or are they just saying from this date to this date, Joe Biden has made this much and Trump has brought in this much?
So here's interesting stuff.
Find that out, because like, honestly, if that
it says that in 2019 that Trump raised 463 million in that, and the RNC and Trump raised 463 million. It says that dwarfed Biden's, who was of course running in primaries at the time,
right?
Which you wouldn't expect him to be raising as much as that, just as in a primary when it's not even known that he's.
Look how cash poor the DNC is going to be as a result of this, because nobody donates to the fucking DNC.
Yeah.
They donate to these candidates, and they shot themselves in the foot with this shit, giving people 21 candidates. Because do you think John Delaney's leftover money, well, he had none, bad example. Do you think Amy Klobuchar's leftover money got siphoned back into the DNC? Maybe some of it did, but I bet the majority of it was write-offs for her campaign and blah, 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 blah. Like, they don't get that money.
So
and the RNC is flush. Just in 2019, they raised $500 million.
Right.
That's Open Secrets Donald Trump 2020. TJ just put in the chat for you.
Okay.
And I'm so I can locate Biden stuff. Joe Biden, there he is.
Well, if you do, just let me know.
There's old Biden.
So it says here that Trump actually donated to Kamala Harris's campaign when she was a candidate for California Attorney General in 2011.
I gave money to both sides, TJ. I gave money to everybody.
Both sides.
Biden has received donations from 131 billionaires, while Trump has received donations from 99.
Wow. Huh.
They're in a billionaire
Look,
contest.
Who's got more billionaires right now? Oh.
How much do you want to bet that they actually share some of those billionaires?
Some of them. Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of people do fund both sides.
That's what I'm saying. In fact, that would be an interesting thing to look at, the list of billionaires that have donated and supported these campaigns.
Yeah.
And see how many of them are supporting both.
Oh, dude, we've done that before, but if we do a Dementia Olympics Part 2, we can definitely look at their specific fundraising donors.
It would be interesting to see, because from where I sit, dude, look, Trump has been a fundraising machine, Scotty, for his entire presidency. 3 years and change now. He basically never stopped campaigning, never stopped raising money.
Can't blame him. I mean,
never stopped having a core group of people buying his hats and buying his T-shirts and buying his merch, all of which feeds his coffers.
He was like a rock star, dude. He went on tour.
Right. But all of the money that he was made, he didn't. By the way, he still owes money to like 10 states or some shit, 10 municipalities, because he just skipped out on the bill for their arenas and shit. So he took that money and put it in his campaign fund. It was like having a free venue to do a giant rally where all the money for it goes right to you.
Hey, Paul, and he uses his own clubs, and then he has people, they need somewhere to stay nearby if there's an event in D.C. or something. Well, there's a hotel you could stay at.
the point of this is that like there's a lot of liberals right now crowing about. I've seen it. Like I saw some people. Oh shit! I just saw some TJ butt crack.
TJ butt cam, dude.
That was sick. Dude. We saw a little TJ plumber crack as he sat.
Your
down.
camera was on a delay, so like it had a still image of you getting up, and you could see your butt, basically.
Okay.
So,
Neat.
Dude, it does that sometimes. You have to be careful not to like turn the camera on and then whip your dick out right away because sometimes it freezes like a single frame of what you did right after you turned your camera off.
I gotcha.
But anyway, the worst we saw was a little plumber crack, and
yeah. So I don't know.
well, TJ, if you want to look at this, the breakdown of those donations, I sent you the links.
I mean,
I have to. Okay. Yeah. All right.
We can just do it briefly.
We can do it in an episode or something too. I mean,
it's fine. I just it opens in the same window and it kind of messes up shit.
Maybe we'll just do it at the end.
Yeah, or it'd probably be better if you fucking, shared them or whatever. I already fucking.
I'll just move on though. We can do it later.
All right, whatever. This is this doesn't really matter. I was pulling this because someone said it was a really terrible article, but we're already 30 minutes over, so thought I'd just look at some of this, I guess. So here's the current 538 prediction model on where this election's going. 29 and 100 for Trump, 71 and 100 for Biden. And here's some simulated graphs that I'll pretend to understand. You see there's less red over here than there is blue over here. So here's this kind of interesting. It's like the winding road kind of thing, winding path to victory.
And then you have tipping points. What's that?
It shows these are kind of like it shows the states in
So those states in the very light blue are places that are leaning Biden that Trump needs to pick up a significant number of in order to win.
Yeah, Trump could win if he got Arizona, Florida, and Wisconsin.
And I guess New Hampshire, is that the little, or is that Nebraska, the little tiny one next to Arizona? Looking next to Arizona, there's like a little two.
Oh, that's I'm not sure what that is.
So yeah, it's but like I got to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a
Nebraska.
question as we're looking at this?
Yes.
Is this not like eerily and scarily reminiscent of the lead up to the 2016?
Oh yeah, Hillary was like, "Oh, it's 80% chance, 90% chance."
I remember us on DP looking at graphs like this and doing the same kind of shit and going like, "Man, dude, look at this fucking landslide." You know,
if you want to do, you can look at a direct comparison if you want.
I mean, I just want to like,
kind of like put out this kind of stuff comparing the 2016 to 2020, since obviously a lot of people are kind of like comparing. So if you, I don't know, I saw a better one than this that actually had some stuff in it, but I guess this will be.
Well, look at that table right there. Average Democratic lead by month.
So table 1, comparing 2016 national polls to 2020 2020 polls. So 2016 through mid-June, number of polls 44, average Democrat lead 5.7, percentage of polls with Democrat lead 84, percentage of polls with Republican lead 14. 2016 through election, 221 number of polls.
Dude, okay, so the
Democratic
number
lead, Democratic lead 4.7, percentage of polls with Democratic lead 84, percentage of polls Republican lead 14.
The poll
through mid-June. So you see a little bit higher there. It's less polls, higher Democratic lead, but not by a tremendous amount.
I mean, it's not even. It's not little. That's a lot. Like that's a swing of like. There's only 1% of polls saying Trump has a lead.
Right. So 94. This is where this is probably the biggest differences in this two columns, where you see a 10% increase in the percentage of polls with a D lead and a marked decrease of ones that say Republicans are in the lead.
Sure.
So this is table 2 is average Democratic lead by month, 2016 versus 2020. You see 2016 in the first column, 2020 in the second. Obviously, we don't have data for July yet. But so you see that it looks like, up until like in March and April, the Democratic lead was less. In May and June, you see an increase there. I think in July, that increase probably increased. I actually saw one of these that showed in like the form of like graphs, like like a date by date kind of comparison.
I'm on Wayback Machine. I'm trying to find out from these from these big news sites, like the headline they had on those days, because like that can really demonstrate it to people. If you go and look and you see like it was like the shit they were putting out was kind of like, this is done. Like this is even a question of what's going to happen.
I'm willing to acquiesce to the reality that the polls are largely different this time around in comparison, because it's obvious. Like TJ, you even said it's slightly, like I think it's huge. Like there's a 10 points higher for Biden right now than it was for Hillary at the comparable time. And there's literally almost no polls. Like 1% is probably basically 0%. It probably represents some weird right-wing blog poll or some shit. Like 1% means 0. So there's really no national polls that are respected right now that are saying Trump could win this, or that Trump.
Well, I mean, you know, he's got a chance. I mean, there's no, you can't fucking. I mean, like, you know, some of this, like, this is not such a blowout that it's like, oh my God, there's no way Trump could win.
Like, I wasn't trying to make the comparison between 2016 in the numbers. I'm
just
trying in the vibe, yeah. In the way that this shit is being presented in cartoons and graphs and 4-color fucking graphs, and it's all just like, look here, the Democrat's going to win. I think that harmed Hillary, because I think a lot of Democrat dumbasses stayed home because they thought it was going to be a fucking landslide.
Look, it's done.
And that fucking, you know what I mean? Not
So-
that it would have been a good thing for Hillary to have been in charge during any of this, but
yeah,
that's another argument for another day, I guess.
So here's where the betting markets, which honestly are oftentimes a better indicator, are putting things. So you have Joe Biden as you know, the favorite, of course, at the moment, probably largely in reaction to those polls. Donald Trump sitting at about 44. Kamala Harris, the idea, of course, being that Joe Biden either drops out or you know, dies in the interim, and then Kamala Harris is elected president. Mike Pence, just in case the same thing happens there. And for some reason, there's still a long shot that like somehow Hillary's going to get in there and do it.
Hillary can do it. I believe.
Somehow, some way.
I fucking believe it's going to be Hillary.
I think Hillary's actually beating, you know, obviously they still have like a lot of people that are definitely not going to be president, like Mark Zuckerberg and shit.
Dude, Zuckerberg, come on. He's got
Kanye West is down there at the bottom. You know, it's going to be good.
Oh my fucking God, bro.
And just so we can all take a little bit of solace in knowing that our politicians are not necessarily the worst in the world.
Why would we take solace in that? So we can take a little solace in knowing that
they're not well, knowing that other politicians in other countries are
knowing that we're globally fucked. Oh yeah, here comes some solace. I can feel the solace washing over.
It's gonna happen. Japan PM sparks anger with near identical speeches in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So I read this article beforehand. I'll just tell you what happens basically. So Shinzo Abe, I think his name is pronounced, is the president, and he gave basically like 93% identical speeches for Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was basically just like a book report where he like changed Hiroshima to Nagasaki, you know, and all this shit, and didn't really. They felt like basically the people that were there said that they felt like patronized and that he doesn't really give a shit about the A-bomb survivors or any of that, and it's just like, totally like tone deaf, kind of like whatever.
Newsflash, he doesn't.
Right.
And here's the thing: the generation of people that were touched by those bombs die in 10, 15 years.
Yep.
And Japan as a culture will slowly but surely cease to care about it. You know what's, and I don't mean to once again turn this into a tangent, but I think it's fucking like notable.
Mm-hmm.
I am fucking blown away by how quickly 9/11 turned into just a meme or something from the distant past, or something that we just have completely forgotten happened, and or just like, yeah, we remember it happened, but it's kind of like, remember the Alamo, you know what I mean? Like how fast it was relegated to just an incident that has no bearing on modern history, which newsflash, it does.
Yep.
It's fucking scary to me. But it's just that happening in fucking Japan. The difference is that we are the cause of the disasters that Japan is slowly stopping to care about.
Yeah. So we're off the hook, basically.
Yeah, we're off the hook in another generation. Like the next generation of Japan, once the, people that are like 50 and older right now who can credibly say they had grandparents that were touched by this, once they're dead,
yeah,
Japan, the prime minister probably won't even give a speech anymore. That custom will be changed.
So this is what the one survivor said. It's the same every year. He talks gibberish and leaves.
Nobody cares anymore, dude. That's the thing. How many harrowing, horrible, slogging wartime things have happened to American soldiers?
Tons.
And how much do we really fucking care about them?
Not much.
And how long ago were some of these things?
Not long.
Some of them are ongoing.
Yeah. Still happening in some cases.
That's what I'm saying is nobody fucking cares anymore. Horror and tragedy are last year's news, and lingering on one tragedy to the exclusion of the new tragedy every day is just stupid boomer shit.
Dude, I'll tell you what a fucking totally prescient song is, Paul. And maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't. The song off 10,000 Days, Vicarious. Tool put out that song.
Yeah, of course.
Just the total. I mean, I know people don't like their newer album, but that song is so fucking pressing. I think it came out like 2006 or something, like really before social media and all this shit just took off and just kind of exposed how really, when you come down to it, most people just don't give a fuck. And it's like, I don't think it's even something that is like an individual, like it's just some people don't care. It's like beyond a certain number of people that you know and actually have some sort of affection or feelings for, no one gives a shit.
Yeah, no one gives a shit here either. That's why, like, it's so weird when I'll do a ideology and sometimes I'll talk about living through that because I was an adult, you know what I mean? Like I was a full blown adult when that happened, living on my own and shit. So I've got, like super clear memories of it, and I'll go through some of them. And like younger people in my chat are like, "Oh my fucking god, really?" And it's like you're not even like, what? Like, but it's not their fault. Like, I'm not blaming them, but that's just the way it goes, dude. Eventually, the Roman invasion of Gaul, is forgotten about by everybody, and nobody cares anymore. Nobody marks it really anymore. It just happens.
Look at, I mean, I've already seen that happen culturally with 9/11. I'm sure you guys have as well.
Just that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I maybe I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. But just
I mean, that's what we're talking about is like how quickly 9/11 has been relegated to just this like old thing that happened a million years ago that like, wow, that must have been crazy, but whatever,
Yeah, and we were all alive. I mean, I was in school. That was a crazy ass event. I remember just like everyone like, oh, we gotta watch the TV, and it's like, okay, we get to watch TV at school. Oh, dude, my first reaction, I actually have a journal of it, and I was like, of course, I was edgy, like, I think I was like 13. I'm all like, America did it to itself. So I was a conspiracy theorist for about half a minute. Of course, that was like right after it happened. I was a dumbass.
A warmonger. I was talking about that on Ideology. On 9/11, I was a warmonger for about, 3 or 4 weeks afterwards. Like,
really? That's hard to believe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you'd have known me back when I was late teens, early 20s, because I was 21 when it happened. So if you'd have known 21-year-old Paul, you would have been talking to a very different person. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, I got you.
Like I've, I mean, that's true of most people, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if you went back and talked to fucking 18-year-old TJ, it'd be a different fucking, you know what I mean? But it's the same.
He was a libertarian at that point. So yeah, he probably been like,
Ayn Rand.
I didn't have my like pacifism / strong anti-war stance until I was about 25 years old. I read a book that changed my life. Like literally, I was one of those people that like, I was not a warmonger all the time. Like I pretty quickly turned on the Iraq war. Like I didn't support the Iraq war because that was announced later. I supported the Afghanistan war though. I'm not going to lie to you guys and tell you I didn't. My first like reaction to that I can trace happened on an old forum that I've been posting on for fucking years since 99. I've been on it. Mm-hmm. And my first reaction to 9/11 that I can trace is, when do the bombs start falling? And that was on the day. That was the day of. So the day of, I wanted immediately America to go out and bomb another country.
Any country will do. Just as long as we're bombing somebody, I'm happy.
Like I was willing at that moment.
Get bombed. Come on.
At that moment, I was trusting of every authority. If George W. Bush had said that fucking Germany had done this, I would have been like, level it. They've never learned their lesson. Level the motherfuckers. If they'd have said the fucking Israel did this, I'd have been like, turn it into fucking rubble and give it to the Palestinians. They've clearly don't. If they'd have told me, you know, it doesn't matter. I wouldn't have cared at that point. I wanted to see, and like it goes beyond that too. Like I had intense fantasies about the people of whatever country orchestrated that attack on us, running and hiding. Not the military, the like peasants and people or whoever it was, running and hiding from our overwhelming and oppressive military. Like, you guys remember that show we did, that America Biggest Dick in the World?
Yeah.
That patriotism and shit that I talked on that, I tap into how I used to actually feel about this country, to do that character and to go to that meme. That's why I'm so good at it. Because if you talk to 21-year-old Paul, I would have made those arguments, but unironically and not as kayfabe for a show. And I got to be honest with you, some of those arguments that I made in that show were not kayfabe at all. I actually believe them.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of a patriot. Like I'm kind of an American exceptionalist in a way when it comes to certain things. But yeah, Paul, 21 years old, would have been like pro-war, pro-defensive war if a Democrat was in office, a total lockstep Democrat voter at that age. Whoever had the D next to their name, I canvassed for fucking who's the candidate after Gore?
Kerry.
I canvassed for Gore against George W. Bush.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah. Voted Gore. Fucking was like, I hit the ground running with that Democrat shit. I was a hardcore Democrat or die, blue. I'm a fucking leftist. I'm a Democrat. I loved, you know, I was really politically active at that time, but I was also incredibly like pro-war when it came to defensive wars and shit. So I was a very conflicted human being.
I mean, that's not uncommon. I mean, even fucking as far as Afghanistan, even Bernie Sanders voted for that.
Yeah.
Maybe not a 17 to 20 year boondoggle, but at the time of that it happened. So I mean,
sat and watched like some kind of sick demon from hell at the like CNN footage of villages in Afghanistan blowing up and people carrying bodies around. I was just like, oh, yeah, that's fucking right, you motherfucks. Run. There's nowhere you can hide. And they were like, a lot of the insurgents are hiding in caves. And I was like, that ain't going to help them. And it
bomb the cave.
It sure enough didn't. They just sealed them up in the caves, or we invented bombs because of that war, you know, the bunker buster.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the bunker busters are crazy.
The bunker buster wasn't invented because of that war. It was invented because of the first Iraq war in defense of Kuwait.
Oh, yeah, because Saddam had all these bunkers. Like, he'll hide in a bunker, and it's like, that won't matter.
We had these bombs that, like, fell hella hard and had charges that went off that helped it dig deeper before it exploded and then exploded.
Yes. Those are fucking crazy.
And I loved every minute of it. And then, you know, when I turned, right around that time, I met my ex-wife, and she let me borrow her copy of Johnny Got His Gun. I read that, and I was like, okay, war is fucking shit. And right as that happened, George W. Bush started going like, you know who it really were, though? The man that tried to kill my daddy, Saddam Hussein. And I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Hold on.
Well, remember, they started massing the U.S. military at the border of that country, and it was like, Saddam Hussein's got 72 hours to surrender and get out of town, or he will face ultimate destruction.
Well, no, it didn't go that quick, because what happened is...
Well, it went before the UN and shit, I know. I'm just giving people a truncated version of, like...
Yeah, the truncated version is exactly that, though. They basically skipped over the UN guidelines and ignored every UN... Because they sent in UN inspectors. I used to remember the dude's name. There was a guy that was the head UN inspector in Iraq who has been, I can't remember what his fucking name.
Was it the guy from Team America, Hans Blix? Was it that one?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, it was him.
I only remember that because of Team America World Police.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so this guy, it was fucking insane. It was like, but well, insane if you take 2020 from 2016 to 2020 out of the timeline. It's insane. I guess it's par for the course now. But what happened is like Hans Blix went there and he went to all these sites. He was working with American intelligence who were going right there. That's where he's got a big vat of CX gas that he used on the fucking Kurds. And Hans Blix would go to these places and it would be like a bunch of goats. And he'd be like, I don't know what you guys saw here, but there's nothing here. Oh, whoa, go to this site. This is an actual building site, and there is a ton of CX gas there. And he'd go there, and it would be like some old burned out hotel or something.
Remember, too, was the WMD. It's like, no, there is fucking crazy weapons. Saddam has WMDs. He's got nukes. He's got everything. He's got ICBMs. He's got everything.
Biological weapons, remember? He had virus. He had viral weapons.
Oh, dude, it was like Saddam had everything, dude. Saddam was just like pure evil. Like he had surrounded himself with a fortress of the most deadly weapons. And the minute that he had that he felt like secure, he was going to unleash them upon the world. And our country and every country around him was our allies. Like something had to be done. And of course, that was all a lie. None of it was ever found because it doesn't exist.
I mean, I guess that's just the way things go now. Like back then, it was fucking insane to watch, but now it's just par for the course. Like I couldn't name the amount of actual hot theaters that America is involved in right now. Like I honestly don't think I would get all the places right. I know that we still have a presence in Afghanistan, and I know American soldiers are still dying there. Not in the numbers they were, obviously, but they're still dying. I know we still have a military presence or a military police presence in Iraq, and people are and American soldiers still being killed there.
If you want to know the answer to that question, there's some of it's classified. You don't even know where the U.S. is operating, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere, dude. They're in There's a number of outposts in Africa, the Middle East.
We're hot like
war zones.
Yeah, like war zone environments that we're currently involved in.
I think that's
we
your
have to
report.
fucking talk about what a war zone is. What constitutes a war zone?
The estimates I've heard is usually in like the 20s to 30s, somewhere around there.
Fucking insane. So we went from a war every 20, 30 years to endless war, to multiple endless wars, to uncounted war, to a society that believes that there was never a time when war never existed.
So here you go. I can share this with you. Wikipedia, the show strikes again. So let's see. Here's our current wars. I think
they go to one of the most credible organizations on the internet to glean information about topics that they talk about. How stupid!
War in Afghanistan, 2001 to present, 2003 invasion, Iraq War, 2003 to 2011, supposedly, but really present. War in Northwest Pakistan, 2004 to present. Second U.S. intervention in Somali Civil War, 2007 to present. And Operation Ocean Shield. I guess we're not doing that anymore, maybe. International intervention in Libya, 2011. Operation Observant Compass, 2011 to 2017.
That's in Africa.
Intervention in Iraq. Okay, I'm sorry. So basically, when we stopped doing the war in Iraq, and then we're
intervening.
Intervention in Iraq.
TJ, it's not war; it's an intervention. I'm trying to help you.
That's what I was.
And our intervention in Syria is from 2000.
Also, just trying to help.
Hold on.
Civil War, 2015 to present. American intervention in Libya, 2015 to present. We're not really so much into the wars right now. What we like right now is like these interventions. We like to lead interventions.
Well, TJ, you have to be authorized to go to war. Remember,
like we're helping these countries get off drugs and alcohol, Paul.
It's right out of Orwell, dude.
Yeah.
It's double speak or newspeak or whatever it's called in 1984. Newspeak, right?
Yeah, I think it was newspeak.
It's newspeak. It's like, oh, people are never going to accept a world in which America is engaged in endless grinding war. So we're going to have to end this conflict. That was the American capitalist run response to wars. We can profit on this, but only for so long, and then eventually we got to pull out because they. But now we don't even have that because we're not at war anymore, guys.
All I know is I don't trust Eurasia.
It's just a military conflict now. It's just an intervention. It's a peacekeeping operation. It's an intervention.
Yeah, the war in Iraq, that's over. The intervention in Iraq is ongoing.
Never mind the fact that American peacekeeping forces and UN forces continue to die in all of these places, and that these places continue to be horrible places to live in, and hives of terrorism and anti-American and anti-Western, shit. They've just like turned them into what they said they were. Like the sickest thing about Saddam Hussein is you almost have to defend him because he was horrible. He did some indefensible shit, but Iraq has been literally in shambles since he left. Like he preserved a certain amount of order and he wasn't openly hostile to the United States at all. There are pictures of Donald Rumsfeld, and then not old pictures either, shaking his hand. These are pictures of Donald Rumsfeld, who was the fucking Secretary of State under George W. Bush, shaking the hand of the man that was the most evil tyrant that ever lived on the planet. He was a business partner of ours. He was a scapegoat for endless war, and we all got duped. Well, not all of us, but I mean, may as well be all of us. Enough of us got duped that's now standard practice. We're not at war anymore. You know what? If we say we're at war, you can bet it's going to be a big, giant thing. But you know what? These other little peacekeeping operations and interventions, they don't constitute a war. The Korean War was just a military conflict. Have you guys heard
Oh,
that?
yeah. It's not a war.
Back then, the Korean War.
Yeah.
The Korean War, in which countless fucking people died, by the way, on both sides, including thousands of Americans, was just a military conflict. It wasn't a war, y'all, so don't worry about it. Vietnam was presented the same way until finally so many Americans had died they had to admit we were at war with North Vietnam. But yeah, the beginning times, Vietnam was like we got into Vietnam. Like, I don't mean to go on a fucking endless tangent about this war shit, but it just evolved. The evolution of it is clear if you actually look at it.
Oh, dude, the Vietnam War was such a fucking boondoggle. The U.S. basically propped up in the South by any other fucking, by all means, a dictatorship that was violent and brutal and
Here's
terrible.
The thing. The United States had big dick syndrome, and they thought that they could bomb the North and that the North Vietnamese would come to terms immediately, and they could go like, look, nearly bloodless war for the Americans, and we stopped the tide of communism. Didn't happen that way because, of course, China was arming North Vietnam for years and years before the military intervention, and those people up there were way more fucking tenacious and capable than we gave them credit
for. They would bomb those routes that they needed to transport troops and supplies, and they'd like have to be rebuilt the next day.
You're talking about that, like they used the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
Yeah, the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Yeah,
it was a trail through Laos and Cambodia, the deep ass, dirty ass jungle, where they would disappear overnight into places that we technically weren't allowed to bomb. Like we could not go drop bombs on suspected areas that we thought were the Ho Chi Minh Trail because it was Laos. We're not
we're not in a state of war with them.
An ally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't. Well, I mean, and that's why you get terrible things like Agent Orange, which was done, of course, horribly to the Vietnamese population that lived there, but also to the U.S. soldiers.
But the point is, like, I don't want to drag on.
Yeah, of course.
We're already long, and TJ's starting to look like he wants to strangle everybody involved in this conversation. So I'll wrap my part up by saying, if you look back at the wars that we gotten into, and we've just been talking about Vietnam, so using that as an object for this, it starts as something that's sold to the American public as, look, we're going to go over to this country and bomb the ever-loving fuck out of these people, and then we are going to get out of Dodge, and they're going to come to terms. But really what happens is we establish a permanent base in that country and a permanent presence in that country and never leave that country. And that hasn't stopped since Korea. And it may have started before. Well, it hasn't stopped since Germany. Honestly.
I mean, yeah, look after World War II. We have bases all over Europe. We have bases all over Japan.
So that's been the plan, and it's now in full fucking swing. And we that's what we're facing, dude. That's the force of, like, when I talk about that capitalism and shit being the problem, that's the forces of capitalism, because that's money. It's money at work. You gotta spend money to make money. You gotta spend ammunition to make ammunition profitable. You gotta drop bombs to make bombs and profitable. You gotta use jets to make jets profitable.
Yeah, I mean, the military-industrial complex is pretty fucking crazy. We should probably do an episode on that at some point. And by the way, it was 36,516 that were killed in the Korean War on the U.S. side. Probably way more Koreans. So it's 3-hour edition, I guess, of Flash Fried.
Sometimes they go a little long.
Had to do it. There was too many important stories to cover that just hadn't been gotten to yet. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you for checking out this extra long, special, delicious edition of Flash Fried. Hopefully Scotty's recording is good, because I know mine's got a shit ton of problems at this point. But yeah. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.